All right, season patch notes. Let's read them. Split capture. Shit, how do I zoom in? Control Alt. Oh, there we go. All right, dear Torchlight Hunters, we'll launch this new season. It's important to note that these changes are still in progress. All right, new gameplay and content. Season Twin Nightmare, new system, new hero, new skill. They don't show you them, but they're new stuff. Gameplay adjusted. Adjustments to the city of Eternum. All right, let's see what they did. Let's see what they did. Story adjustments. Finally, did they finish the story? Netherrealm adjustments, difficulty adjustment, gameplay adjustments, monster adjustments, loot adjustments, experience optimizations. Oh, wow. All right. Oh, that's a wall of text. To enter the Sweet Dreams, where they interact with the Dream Lotus on the map. After completing a Sweet Dream, hunters will receive dream bubbles that contain rewards. Hunters will need to search for more lotuses to explore deeper floors of the Sweet Dreams. Whenever a Sweet Dream floor is completed, hunters will inherit the reward from the previous floor and get the chance to further upgrade or increase these rewards. At the time, hunters need to be vigilant as their chance of entering a nightmare increases with each floor of Sweet Dream they complete. Hunters should be familiar with the nightmares they encounter, as they will receive the nightmare omens corresponding to the rewards they select on each floor of a Sweet Dream, and these omens will come true in a nightmare that can come for hunters at any time. In other words, the higher the floor of the Sweet Dreams, the more dangerous hunters will face in the nightmares. Okay, well, obviously. No matter how beautiful the rewards are in a dream, it could just be a bubble that can pop at any time. These bubbles will only come true after hunters escape from the nightmare. New feature, Dream Interpretation. When exploring a dream, hunters will get a new season item called Dream Talking. Whenever hunters perform Dream Talking Interpretation, they will obtain a dream base, which includes a Sweet Dream affix and a Nightmare affix. The original base affixes on a piece of gear will be replaced with the Dream base when the Dream base is recorded onto the gear. Sweet Dream base affixes grant powerful buffs, such as allowing hunters to gain legendary affixes that have only appeared on legendary gear when crafting gear. Nightmare base affixes, on the other hand, grant negative effects that may weaken the gear. Therefore, hunters will need to choose the right time to perform Dream Talking Interpretation. While trying to get the Sweet Dream affixes they seek, hunters will also need to take care to avoid the negative impact of Nightmare affixes. Okay. So, corruption gear, got it. Hero trait. So, the default is you get block chance, spell block chance. Within the Holy Domain, for every +2 attack or spell block chance, gain an additional 1% damage. Up to 50%. Alright, so you get 50% additional damage for blocking. Upon blocking, restore 5 points of Marauder's Intent. God damn it. Now we gotta learn what this does. With at least 15 points of Marauder's Intent, you can activate the trait skill to unleash Holy Illumination and create a Holy Domain. And you have to be in the domain. So you need to get 15 points. So you get 5 points for blocking. You need to get 15 points to open the domain. And when you're in the domain gives you 50% additional damage, assuming you have capped out block chances. All right. While blocking, recover 4% of lost life and energy shield. So you're always getting your life back while blocking. This guy seems pretty overbalanced. It's low damage, but he seems unkillable already. The base upper limit of Marauder's Intent is 150 points. All right. Holy Illumination, when cast, consumes 5 points of Marauder's Intent to forcefully pull non-boss enemies within a range into the Holy Domain. With a cooldown of half a second, has a radius of 8 meters. Holy Domain within Holy Domain. Okay, there's a okay. Within the Holy Domain, for every plus 2% attack and spell block chance, gain an additional 1% damage up to a maximum of 50%. While in the Holy Domain, consume 10 points of Marauders Intent. So it costs 15 to activate it, and you lose 10 a second while you're in it until it's gone. And as soon as you leave the domain, it closes. Oh, and it only has a radius of 4 meters. Oh my. There's definitely a way to make this bigger. Yeah, see? Right away. Make it bigger. Holy, you get more radius. After a block, the next 3 skills deal additional 40% damage. After a block. Ooh, plus 4. It's not additional. Just 40%. This effect does not stack. And it doesn't stack. Each enemy present within the Holy Domain reduce the Marauder's intent consumption. So the more enemies, the slower it goes down. Okay. For every 4 points of Marauder's intent, gain an additional skill area and an additional damage. So you lose area, but gain more damage. During the duration of the Holy Domain, but you lose points even faster. Ooh. That's dangerous. Whirlwind Advanced. Here we go. More radius for every 2 attack block. Gain 1 spell block. Okay, so that's decent, I guess. Restore 2 points of Marauders Intent for each enemy that enters the Holy Domain for the first time. That one's like safe. This one's like the big one that's gonna give you more damage, but it's gonna be harder to balance how you maintain all of those. But this one's like the safe and easy one to use. More radius. Every block ratio, you get more intent. That's good. If you've blocked recently, for every 2 points of Marauder's Intent, deal an additional 1% damage to enemies within the Holy Domain. For every 3 points of Marauder's Intent, when you block, restore life lost. Okay. So it's just more tankiness, more small damage. For every 5 points of Marauder's Intent, all units within the Holy Domain gain an additional... Wait. All units within... that does that mean the opponents as well as you? For every 5 points of Marauder's Intent, all units... So what I'm seeing is yourself and the enemies gain attack speed. For every 5 points, deal an additional damage, okay, per enemy. Not that big a deal, because most cases is you're just fighting a boss. Let's be real here. So it's 2% additional damage. It's not a big deal. If no enemies have been defeated recently, here's the boss killing one. If no enemies have been defeated recently, regenerate 5 points of intent per second. So there you go. That's how you maintain it while you're fighting bosses. If no enemies have been defeated recently, increase block ratio upper limit by 20%. There you go. Within the Holy Domain, for each enemy defeated, inflict an additional minus damage. Okay. So yeah, this is if you're fighting bosses. This is your boss killer talent. And this is your mapping talent. So mapping, bosses. Mapping, bosses. All right, and then the big final one is radius. For every 1% block ratio, gain to Marauder's Intent cap. Up to a maximum of 300. That's kind of a big deal. And then for every 4 points, you minus % of restoration. So you get it slower. Within the Holy Domain, ignore collision with enemies. There's collision with enemies, guys? I didn't even know there was collision with enemies. I thought you just walked through everything anyway. Chat before he gets there on legendary gloves. Guaranteed steep strikes. Sheesh. We'll get there. That one's a maybe. Alright, within the Holy Domain, each time you block damage, gain a stack of Brave Advance up to a maximum of 30 stacks. Defeating an enemy refreshes duration of Brave Advance. Brave Advance is you gain more size, more movement speed. take more damage and deal more damage. Cool. All right, new hero relics and memories. Non-legendary hero relic. Is this for the new hero, I'm guessing? Holy, why is there so much text for this one relic? This is one relic. The relic's supposed to be like, gained a bunch of stats. That's it, one line. What the fuck? This is one relic. New non-legendary hero relic. This is all one relic. This is one relic, all of that. Oh, you're right. You're right. You only get 2 of them. You're right. Life and energy shield. Attack and spell block. On block, restore energy shield. If blocking recently, an additional damage. Additional damage. Big one. Big one right there. While in the holy domain, block ratio. If there's an elite enemy in the holy domain. For every 5 effect, and Marauders up to. For every 5 fervor. Skill area. For each enemy entering the holy domain. Additional damage. When using empower skills, restore amount equal to blah blah blah. Damage during the domain, Marauder's intent. While releasing the trait skill for every blah blah blah. This is stuff I honestly, a lot of this doesn't translate to me until I play it. And I get used to how the system works. But 2 big ones I saw were the 2 additionals. Discipline comes last. Non-legendary hero memories. So those are on the relics. The memories have life, block chance, block ratio. Restore life on block. Additional 20 minus damage. Minus damage. Taken. Alright, so this is a defensive mod. More defenses, attack and cast speed, fervor effects, skill duration, Marauder's intent, upper limit. Turn drops, Marauder's restored when taking damage, restore Marauder's intent. It's kind of a big deal. Probably need at least one of those when releasing a trait skill. If Marauder's intent is not less than blah, damage, blah, blah, blah. When holy domain, upper limit. Damage to boss enemies. That's not that good. Legendary hero. Here we go. So this is the legendary one. Allows continuously channeling of trait skills during which the holy domain follows the player and does not consume. What the actual fuck? All right, so this new hero, it's a girl. It's a girl. It's called Rosa, her name. But this, I feel without this legendary, what is it, relic? Is this a relic? Rose, this is like playing Iris without the auto casting. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's 2 different characters with or without this item. This item alone makes the character so much more appealing to me. Allows the channeling of the trait scale, and it has the domain following her. Makes her strong. Potentially, yes. Put it this way. It makes the character playable. Like, Seething Rianne. Seething Rianne, without the burnt offering relic that makes your guy always, your backpack always be out and active, is not, in my opinion, playable. Without it. Like, I won't even play Rianne without that relic. And I feel this hero is gonna have this category of, it's going to feel so much better. It's gonna feel like shit until you get this relic. And once you get this relic, it's going to feel so much better. You know what I mean? Anyway, and that's just the first half. That was just the first half. It does something else. It does something else as well. Upon reaching the maximum channel stacks, lose all stacks and recast. For each stack lost, inflict an additional 15%. So good. And then, so this one will give you This is the activate, so you can have both your hero traits. One. All units in the Holy Domain deal in addition. All units, including enemies, deal 20 additional damage. Yeah, that's you deal additional damage to enemies. For each stack loss. Wait. For each stack loss, 12 to 15%. You can have 300 of these stacks. 300 stacks times 15. What is that math? What is that math calculator? What the actual fuck? 4,500% additional damage. No. 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 That's That's an XD translation error. For each stack lost of Holy Illumination. Now, okay, no. This is channeled stacks. So this is only if you're using, all right. I don't think channeled stacks are the same as Holy Illumination stacks that get up to 300. So channel stacks, we're gonna assume it's something like a whirlwind, right? So we're gonna look at 8 maximum channeled stacks. You can upgrade that limit, but we'll start with a base of 8. Still, 120% additional damage is still a lot. It's not 4,500, which is not possible to be right. 120 seems realistic. This seems more realistic, but still really, really fucking big. Holy crap. We're gonna make a whirlwind blocking build. Let's do a whirlwind blocker. Yeah? 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 Yeah. 1,000,000%. Yeah, almost. All units in the Holy Domain deal additional 20. So this is all units. Whenever it was, I mean, if anything, this also like will buff your teammates. Like if there's team play, your team will gain 20%. Like it's an aura effect. This is like a multiplayer hero. This is like the support player plays this, the tank. Maybe they're going to bring in bosses and you need a tank, right? So he's a tank that buffs. I think it is for enemies as well. It says all units. They count as units. I mean, all they had to do was say all friendly units, and they have other things that say friendly, like auras say friendly, say teammates say friendly. They specifically say friendly. This one doesn't. Right? Oh, we'll see when it happens. We'll see. When an enemy is present in the Holy Domain, any units leaving the area take additional damage.
Oh, how I thrive on the pain.
Oh my god. So this also goes to you though. If you leave the domain, you take 20% more damage. When an enemy leaves the Holy Domain, pull all non-boss enemies within the Holy Illumination range back into it. Oh my god. This is really strong. All of this is like strong. Everything here I like. I like it. When the High Court's dog barks. Minus domain radius, so make sure your radius smaller. Holy Illumination can lock onto enemies and leave a Holy Domain at the locked location. I don't know what that means, but that seems pretty good. When the player is within the Holy Illumination range, they are pulled to the center. So it's gonna pull you. As soon as you enter it, it brings you to the center. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Depends how the character plays. It might be a very, very good thing. For every 1 meter the player moves within the Holy Domain, an additional 2% damage for 5 seconds. Up to 50%! See, that's what it's supposed to be, 50%. So Even at 120 with only 8 channeled stacks, wherever it was, this one, it's still 120%. That's more than double. 50. That's how big that is. 120 is a big number. All right, that's pretty cool. And legendary hero memory. For 3 seconds after using a defensive skill, you will block all incoming hits, but cannot block otherwise. Oh, so as long as you're using a defensive skill and you're chaining them, this doesn't have a cooldown. Wait a minute. This doesn't have a cooldown. You can have perma block. So for 3 seconds after using a defensive skill, you block all incoming hits, but cannot block otherwise. So you do no block. You have 0% block unless you use a defensive skill. But if you use it, you block everything for untouchable for 3 seconds. Then you use a different defensive skill. You get another 3 seconds. So now we have 6 seconds of immunity because you've changed your skills the right way. You use a third one. Now you have 9 seconds of immunity because you use 3 different defensive skills every 3 seconds apart from each other. At this point, the first skill should be off cooldown. And if not, you obviously stack cooldown reduction. So now you have these defensive skills with shorter than a 6-second cooldown that you need to alternate twice. No, that's 3 defensive skills, bruh. That's like, look at my Gemma. That's half of my Gemma is defensive skills. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of my things are defensive already. That's not taking up spots at all. That's not hard to do to become unkillable. What the actual fuck? But it doesn't block spells. Hits is not spells. No, hits is hits, period. Spells hit. Everything but damage over time. Everything but damage over time. So any like dots or void effects or whatever, yeah, still hits you. But god damn, this is nuts. This is nuts. Oh, the memory that makes you take less damage from dots. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. All right, this hero's got some potential. Yeah, this guy's got... And like, you can also combo like regeneration. You're regenerating your life every time you get hit, right? Every time you block something, you regenerate life. So the only thing that's hurting you is dot damage, but as it's burning you, you're regenning it really quickly, so it's not like it's even hurting you. Oh my god. Yeah, he's gonna be Rosa's gonna be tanky. Super tanky. Oh, I don't want to read the skills, guys. I'm skipping the skills. I'm sorry. I'm skipping the gear. I'll be honest with you. We'll come back. This is something we'll come back to. We only have a half hour. We're gonna skip the pack spirits. We'll come back to that. Gameplay adjustments. Here we go. Look at the belt. Belt. Placing a sentry skill grants an additional -30 to -30 to attack and cast speed. So you're slower, which is a big deal, but you gain more area. And you deal 30 additional damages to enemies near the sentry, but they have to be near it. And you gain a Demolisher charge when using a sentry. What Demolisher sentries are there that you want a Demolisher charge for the sentry? There's another belt? Oh, you want random affects, random affects, random rant. Is this what you're talking about? Or this one? Erosion resistance, armor, chaos effect. The fuck? The fuck is chaos effect? The affliction? Yeah, the affliction. It's tanky. I honestly, I haven't done chaos enough. I'll be honest, I don't know how big a deal this is. It might be a massive deal, but like everything else is kind of meh. You know what I mean? Like that's meh. You can get more erosion resistance. You can get more armor. So it's kind of meh. This and this, kind of a big deal. Other than that, I don't know. Anyway, gameplays to the city. Most important thing I care about. The gameplay of the city of Eternum delves into the core. In the Netherrealm, monsters from the city of Eternum will randomly appear. Players can obtain tickets to Eternum's gameplay, Eternum Echoes. Either by defeating these monsters or through the trade house, players can then choose when to proceed to the city of Eternum. So you need to get these items to use them, and these items are tradable. So that's gonna have its own market of, you know, if you want to farm the candles, you need to farm the entry keys. So now you need to farm, you're gonna have to either buy these entry. It's gonna make it cost so much more. These candles are gonna be so expensive, guys. If you think these candles are gonna be affordable, these candles are gonna be out of the price range. Of all the people who are happy that these candles are now tradable, right? They won't be able to afford them. Is my first on impression. Is everyone's gonna be like, finally I can buy the candles that I couldn't get myself. No, you can't. You won't be able to afford them. If they're just gonna tease you. Soul Candle has lifted the non-tradable restrictions of the tradable. The Infinite City of Eternum no longer requires unlocking through the palms of Eternum. Hunters can now directly challenge the higher tiers. Oh, okay. Well, that just made the pet less valuable. Instantly, I have buyer's remorse. Because now you don't need to farm the pages. Right? That was the other big thing about this pet, was you had to get the pages to unlock the city. You couldn't even do the city unless you had the pages. So getting the pages twice as quick got you in the city twice as quick, let you progress faster than everybody else. It was kind of a big deal. You don't need that anymore, which means that part of the pet is not as good. So instantly they nerf the pet. Never buy in the game. Yeah, essentially. I just had my pet nerfed drastically that I bought for that exact reason. The exact reason I bought it, they nerfed it. Feels bad. Anyway, it is what it is. Every time you break through a new level of Infinite City of Eternum, the Eternum's ranks will receive a one-time increase of +5 based on the current cleared rank, making it easier for hunters to challenge higher. So now you go up +5 every time you do a city instead of +1. So I don't have to do 200 cities now. I only have to do, what is it? 5 times 10 is 50. So 40? I only have to do 40 cities now? Instead of 200? Bruh! They just completely, for lack of better words, they completely casualized the city. All the hardcore-ness of the city and the progression and all that stuff has just been taken away, and now it's pure casual. It's just a gimmick now. It doesn't have that leader. I mean, the leaderboard's there, but it's like, fuck off. You know, it doesn't mean anything. But now there's a new level? There's not a new level. either way. It's now 200 times 5. Oh, so I'm going to be at 1,000 is what you're saying instead of 200. I'll just be at city 1,000. Maybe. I don't know. Those cities got pretty chunky at 200. They got pretty chunky, man. All right, story adjustments. Optimize issues with abnormal damage from certain traps. Okay, cool. The Plaza of Glory will no longer be designed by endless waves of Agita. I don't even know what that means. You can now skip the cutscenes. Oh, thank God. Thank God. The quest guidance line in the variation core will no longer point to incorrect areas. Because you can still get the defense and damage buffs that you will need. Oh, like from what you explain, people 100% will run macros on the new character. You don't need to run the macros. One, you can't, technically. Macros aren't allowed in this game. Two, you don't need to because of the... I forget what the support's called that makes your stuff auto... Rhythm. Because of rhythm. Is this Chinese patch notes? It might be. It might be. It will be out of sync, I guess, but like, it all comes down to your cooldown. Like, look at this. My stuff's always going, right? 1 goes, 2 goes, and they always have their stacks, right? They all go at the same time. They're not. It's not that they're out of sync. It's that they happen all at the same time. Yeah, you're right. So it won't overlap. You don't want them happening at the same time. So yeah, it'd be a little out. Yeah. Yeah. Still. Oh, still good. Another realm adjustments. The map of the Grove of Calamity has been replaced. No more Grove of Calamity. Sorry, guys. All you Grove of Calamity spammers, no more. As the Netherrealm map has been rotated with the following changes before Glacial Abyss. Plateau, Cliffs, Court of Darkness. What is this? Are they taking these maps out, or what are they doing with these maps? Okay, whatever. Oh, this was before. Now it has... Oh, now it has the Plaza of Everest. Now it has Obscured Plateau. Shadow Outpost. It's completely different. Each zone is completely different now. Okay. See, it's not the same at all. Nothing. Completely different. Okay, so whole new maps. Whole new maps. Difficulty adjustment. Due to the addition of the new season's development, the overall stage difficulty has been increased accordingly. The 45th floor of the Path of the Brave will serve as the season's ultimate challenge, with a significant increase in difficulty. The difficulty of the first 40 floors remains unchanged. So POB's not changed except for POB 5. That is apparently going to be the hardest thing this season to do, is what they're saying, is POB 5. Alright, I guess. Optimize the Path of the Brave experience. Monsters will now spawn more quickly. Increase the animation playback speed for the cubes. Convert. Cool. Cube might be faster. That's a good. The effects of Bounty of Greed in the Codex of the Heartless. What? The effects of Bounty of Greed. Oh, the Codex is the skill tree for the cube. It's a skill tree for the cube. they made it better. They buffed it to 100%. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. When the city of Eternum does not connect to a boss, the open portal will be a town portal. Okay. Kin Lantern Barris in the city of Eternum will be immune to freeze while invisible. So they made him harder? They buffed the boss? Improved the naming of interactive objects in the Six Gods gameplay. So they're not going to be called Trial of Might in War anymore. Drones in the God of Machines no longer carry a random drop indicator. Okay, so they nerfed it. Reduce the damage of the boss Illusion Dimension X incarnation in the Hero's Crucible. Illusion Dimension X. Okay. Reduce the number of attack phases for the Sand Wave Mage. Alright. All monsters with a rarity of boss will be immune to freeze, knockback, and root effects. The Ice Hell Vortex will no longer cause a frostbite effect on paralysis. Tier 7 is dead? Why? A bit down? Oh. Drops. Added casting wedge to advanced auto loot. Increase the drop rate for gear with 2 tier 1 affixes, correspondingly reducing the drop rate for Flame Sand.
Oh, how I thrive on the
Okay.
of my foes.
That's good. Increase the probability of dropping high rarity legendary gear when legendary gear drops. Corresponding reduce the overlap drop quantity of legendary gear. In Time Mark 8 stages, the drop probability for tier 5 beacons has been doubled. And in Time Mark 7 and 8, the Plane Watcher Traveler drops tier 5 beacons quantity increased from 1 to 2. Also added 4 new trait cards that drop tier 5 beacon. Time Mark 8 doubled. Time Mark 7 and 8, the Watchers give double beacons. Okay. Reduce the quantity of drops from treasure chests. Okay. No, there's still a reason to run 7 to fight the bosses for the maps, right? Like if you can't do tier 8s, right? You just can't do it. So you stockpile your maps on the bosses.
Oh, how I
But
thrive
yeah,
on
once
the
you can
pain
farm
of
tier
my
8, yeah.
foes.
I mean, to be fair, it was always like that. Once you could farm it, there was no reason to go backwards. Tier 8 will be kind of worthless. You mean selling them? They won't be 30 FE each. Yeah, they're not going to be 30 FE each, but that was ridiculously overpriced. But I don't know. I never partook in the, what do you call it? In the map market. I never sold maps. I never bought maps. I just always self-sustained my maps. Due to the increased drop rate of Time Mark 8 beacons and the enhanced exclusive legendary gear from most Plane Watchers, the drop probability of legendary gear at each stage has been reduced. The drop rate of legendary gear from Plane Watcher in Time Mark 8.3 during the Nightmare season will be the same as the Plane Watcher in Time Mark 7.2 during the Eternum season. Ah.
I can feel ice and
So yeah,
fire inside.
farming Watchers is not as,
Destroy all.
you know, you're doing, yeah. The drop rate of legendary gear from Plane Watcher in 8.3 during this season is going to be the same as it was in 7.2. So yeah, this is not good. Story bosses. The drop rate for fire shielding prosthetics, thunder channeling prosthetics, cold sanctuary prosthetics, and cover the sun have been reduced. The newly added legendary gear, Ashlam of Sutra, will be available as exclusive drops from King Lionheart. So you can only get this one piece of gear. Ashlyn and Seratia will be exclusive, so let's see what those are. These two are only from the story. Aura effect? Aura skill level? What is this armor? This is definitely story armor, though. Miniaturization. Oh, deflection stacks. It's kind of big. Kind of big deal. +5. Yeah, these are and King Lionheart's the part of the story that gives you your auras. This is when you unlock aura. This is when you not you get them at level 9, actually, I lied. But your big auras, like your steadfast, your, you know what I mean? These ones, this makes sense that he gives you this gear. It's definitely meant for the story. Where were we? Exclusive drop changes. In Glacial Abyss, all stages at time mark 7 or higher have a chance to drop a Windfall of Wealth. I don't know what that is. In the Blistering Lava, all stages have a chance to drop All-Consuming Flames. The Long Goodbye, Cocooned Flame, and Thousand Throws. Well, I don't know what any of these are, but now there's a new way to farm them. Recycle the precious and rare legendary gear in your inventory to obtain fluorescent memory shards, Nova Burst, and Supernova Burst. This excludes the exclusive drops of legendary gear, the ones that always drop: Chaotic Ending, Touch of Dark Surge. But other legendary gear now will give you whatever Nova Burst and Supernova Burst are. Cool. Maybe there are ways to get more. Experience optimization. Optimize performance when hitting multiple monsters simultaneously. Optimize performance for multiple hits occurring within the same frame. This isn't experience. I thought they were talking like your character's experience. Optimize performance when hitting multiple monsters. Optimize performance for shock effects. Injury buffer. Fix an issue in the city of Eternum where Eternum flames, red lasers were not inflicting damage. It's true, they weren't. Those red laser beams did absolutely nothing. now you actually have to dodge them. That's good. Runes of Eternum where map affixes were not being displayed properly. Yeah, that's true. Fix an issue. City of Eternum gameplay where opening a treasure chest did not trigger the chest animation. That's true. The City of Eternum were not dropping when playing under a weak network connection. What? That's big. After the Wall of the Last Breath mechanic involving the Sinister Cube was triggered, the corresponding gameplay monsters did not spawn as expected. Makes sense. All right. It does damage. It just delayed. Monsters. Fix an issue with abnormal damage from certain monsters. In the Netherrealm stages, fix an issue with some monsters and traps were incorrectly displaying as unknown source after defeating players. Alright, Math FX fixed an issue where all non-elite enemies within the range of a rare monster would incorrectly receive additional damage intended for enemies only.
Is but a bone thrown to the
And
weak.
from pairing rare monsters was okay. Abnormal collisions, okay. Optimize the early gameplay experience for Carneo Ranger of Glory, who will now have a brand new starting skill along with a corresponding support skill and will benefit from more appropriately matched drops. We've optimized the early game experience for Rayhan Anger, who will now have a brand new starting skill along with a corresponding support skill. Okay, we've optimized the visual effects for Berserking Blade's Sweet Slash. We've optimized the quest guidance Halo due to the removal of the prologue stage. Certain quests, rewards, skill distributions, and features unlocked. So everything's so whatever you've practiced for speedrunning's changing. They're changing when you get stuff now. Okay. The unlock points for hero traits have been adjusted. Hero traits are no longer unlocked from the start. Instead, they now require the completion of a quest in the Dragon Frontier, where you must defeat the exotic plateau beast to unlock the basic hero traits. Xenoth, the Lightless in the Hideout, and the Source of Malevolence have been adjusted, and the coordinates for the related quest guidance have been updated. Crafting feature becomes available and updated the quest rewards for new crafting quests to match. Adjusted the energy required to unlock early skill slots. Man, they've changed a lot of this. Seasons NPC Kendall to be a regular in the main city. Remove the corrupted material illusion stages and adjusted the starting stage to Ember's Rise. What? Remove stat affixes on gear in the early game progression. No! Remove the arms dealer from chapter 1. Fixed an issue with the abdominal quest marker.
Oh, how I thrive on the pain of my foe.
The early stage consumption of energy core has been slightly increased, with the consumption quantity changed from 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 to 1. Huh? What? The Trade Compass shop has made overall adjustments to the price of compasses. War compass is the same. Might costs double. Hunting costs 4. Mechanical compass costs 10. You want to do the Trial of Machines? 10 FE a run. Dark Surge is still 3. Black Sail's 3. Cube is now 6. Inflation. Inflation in game. Even the compass vendor is going through inflation, guys. What the fuck? What the fuck? We can't avoid the inflation. It's unavoidable.
Burning is my will to fight.
Ooh, okay. Torchlight's popping off in the viewers now, finally. Look at that. We're waking up, everybody. All right, where were we? System optimization, training dummy. Invincible number 2's DPS armor limit has been raised to 500 billion. 500 billion damage. I really don't want to read all of this. You can now see the opponent's outfit. What the fuck? Extended the save slots for, you can have more packs. Saving schemes can now be switched from the main interface. Increase the maximum number of stall pages from 7 to 8 to prevent the inability to obtain the stall page gifted in the season pass after purchasing all the stall pages in the shop. So now you can have even more auction house tabs. Oh, the delay time for listing the items is now 10 minutes. 10 minutes to trade items between each other. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. 10 minutes down from an hour is a big deal. That'll make player-to-player trading so much easier. Soul candles are tradable. Added a claim all feature to the mounts. Are you kidding me? This is the best thing I've read in the patch notes. Right here. Fuck everything else. Fuck it all. That right there is patch note number 1. Claim all feature on the merits. Holy shit. What does that mean? What do you mean Erica got buffed all around? Was there like more Erica stuff here? Oh wow, we're not even there yet. Oh my god. What does that mean to the trade? It means instead of having to wait an hour, like if I wanted to give an item to a player or I wanted to get an item from a player, we would arrange for them to put it up at a certain price. And then for an hour, I would have to refresh the trade house until it was listed. So I'd be the first person to see it. Now I only have to wait 10 minutes to do that. That's what that means. Instead of waiting an hour. Frostbite, don't care. Frostbite value, don't care. Freeze, don't care. New affix to ensure the new Frostbite system operates similar effectively with the game we've added corresponding to their gear. Cool, don't care. Hero trait, Frostbite Gemma. I don't care. Nobody cares. Ranger, additional +% burst damage. Now also applies to bonus ailment damage. Okay, it's kind of a big deal. Seething Rand, don't care. Vine Shot Carnio is a big changes. Lethal Flash. Cat's Eye, added an indicator above the character that displays the number of stalker stacks, making it easier. Okay. Cat's agility effect during the duration. And increase speed. Plus attack damage has been adjusted to Cat's agility effect during the duration, plus 30% movement. Capped at 240. Yeah, that's a buff. Hot Pursuit, Stalker effect, multi-strike damage increased by 20%, adjusted to. That's a buff. For each stack of Stalker multiplied damage gains an additional percent has been adjusted for buff. Yeah, they just buffed her all around. Ben? His name's Ben? Escapist Ben? Isn't it Bing? When did they change his name? This guy had a name change to Ben. Ice Fire Fusion. All right, this is a big one. Have they finally balanced her? Fixed an issue where the trait point seeping in not properly worked. Basic trait. Each point of fusion energy grants an additional 2% fire damage has been adjusted to 3%? You're buffing her? You're buffing her? He was put in the bin last season, so they stuck with it. I like it. They're buffing her? Fusion energy gains an additional effect. Each point of fusion energy gains an additional 2% fire damage, and cold damage has been adjusted to 1%. Nerfed. Nerfed. So they're giving you 1% more here and taking 1% here. So each point used to give you 2%, which this is a big nerf. This is a massive nerf. Each point used to give you 2%. And now, each point only gives you 1%. That's a 50% nerf. That is massive. That is a massive nerf. What's the next part? There's another part? There's no other part. No, they've taken away a lot here. Like, more than 7%. This used to be 14. Yeah, so they've taken away like 7% here. And then each point of additional. This is the big one is because this is where the additional damage. This one's just regular damage. Oh no, it's still additional. Each point of fusion energy grants.
I can feel ice and fire inside, thirsting to destroy all.
So it's the same. It's the same. You get 1% here, you get 1% here. It's the same. Right? Yeah, they made it so she is stronger earlier. Okay. Yeah, so now it's the same overall, but she's early on, she gets it, so she's gonna be easier to level, which is actually a buff. Cool. I guess. Orcolatea, for each layer of blessing consumed, gain 15% damage. Is buffed. That's a big buff. 15 damage, up to 20 stacks. Deals an additional 10. 20 stacks has been adjusted to 12. Nerf. Nerf there. Buff here. Hi, Mike. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. We're getting ready. Oh, the reveal's happening in 2 minutes. All right, we'll come back to this. Let's get the reveal's about to start. Discord. It's official news. Watch now. We'll come back to patch notes, guys. We're all here for this reveal, anyway, right? This is why we're here. Wait a second. All right, let them know I'm doing it. All right. 12 seconds! 12 seconds! Here we go!
Oh, how I thrive on the pain of my foes.
Oh, no sound.
Stream. I'm Sweet Dreams Patty. In the brand new season Twi Nightmares
Who is
starting at
this?
6 p.m. on December 28th, Miss Patty will appear in the hideout to provide dream interpretation
Is this dubbed?
services, guiding hunters through both good dreams and nightmares.
This has to be
Let
dubbed,
me,
right?
Patty, give you a sneak peek of the new season's content. This includes
The
a
sound is
detailed
introduction
off
off.
to the Twi Nightmare season, exclusive gameplay, new heroes, new skills,
Yeah, Gem
and
is making- I'll turn the
legendary
game
gear,
off.
various game optimizations, and lots of new stuff like new outfits and packed spirits. If someone else says something strange in the midst of me talking, please don't take them too seriously.
When nightfall just
The
began,
audio seems off on
no
her.
one was afraid of this lotus. It seems completely harmless. Only when it blooms, it leads people into the dreams. At first, there were only endless good dreams, colorful bubbles, and sparkling treasures everywhere. The lotus.
The nightmare. I like how the
will
nightmare
end,
flashes.
And a good dream remains a good dream even after waking. Until the Agitide turns scarlet. The nightmare has arrived. Fear, confusion, loneliness slowly consumed them. In their wide open eyes, the reflections of precious treasures still lingered. Nightfall is about to descend again. Don't you ever get trapped in the dream?
Okay. That looks cool. I like the way they flashed the
In
nightmares.
the new season, the continent of Leptis is truly a place where the nights are long and dreams are many.
The dubbing
Due
is
to the
killing
collision
me.
of two
Am I
different
crazy?
dimensions, dreams,
Her
and
mouth is not
reality,
syncing with
the
what
two worlds have
she's
permeated
saying.
each other and created intersections. These intersections are scattered throughout the realms, with exceptionally beautiful lotuses growing all around. Hunters will encounter the Dream Lotus in stage. After interacting with the lotus, the hunter will enter the dream.
It's
The
dubbed.
wonder of
Okay.
dreams
I mean, it
is
makes
that you
sense
can
that it's
either
dubbed.
find
Okay, it's good that
yourself
I'm not crazy. And
immersed
yeah,
in the
she's super
profound
cute.
depths of a sweet dream, or
She's super cute.
caught
She
in the
definitely fits the
clutches of a
Torchlight
nightmare.
look.
If the hunter enters a sweet dream, they must complete the challenge within a specified time limit. As a reward, the hunter will receive some colorful dream bubbles. Although the rewards wrapped in these bubbles are good, they cannot be collected immediately. I believe hunters won't be swayed by such small rewards, because what you get in the first layer of the sweet dream is just some basic rewards. Continue to search for Lotus in different maps, through which you can constantly enter deeper layers of the sweet dream. Lying in bed dreaming sweet dreams, but upon waking,
Yeah, it's like
all
delirium.
is forgotten.
You
But
activate
in the
delirium. It
Twilight
turns the
season,
stage into a
as
delirium.
dreams unfold, with each stack of sweet dream completed, the hunter not only inherits the reward chosen from the previous sweet dream, but also gets another chance to choose, enhance, and increase these rewards. If hunters are lucky enough to stack multiple sweet dreams, within the repeatedly strengthened bubble, there's a possibility of encountering even rarer rewards. It's expected to find eternity and the exquisite box in the deeper realms of sweet dreams.
Eternity!
Don't be so silly. How can one always live in a sweet dream? Not even dwarves,
Nightmare party.
berserkers, or those with mechanical modifications can. And of course, not even cats. Each completed level of Sweet Dream will increase the chance of entering a nightmare. The
Oh,
deeper
no.
you explore the Sweet Dream, the higher the chance of entering a nightmare.
Chance of
However,
nightmare, 70%.
This nightmare is not unfamiliar. After all, every time you choose a reward in the Sweet Dream, you also choose the accompanying nightmare omen. All these omens will come true in the nightmare. In other words, as you craft
Oh.
your own sweet dream, you are also building a nightmare for yourself. The
Okay.
bigger the dream you create, the higher the rewards stack. The more dangers you will have to face in the
Run!
nightmare.
She's like, fuck
When
the
you
boss.
fall into the nightmare, you must pull out the nightmare roots of the lotus that deeply embedded in the dream in order to escape from the dream with the reward you personally chose. In the nightmare, you have a total of 6 chances to escape. Each time you unfortunately fail to escape, part of your reward will be lost. If you want to return from the nightmare with a full load of all of your rewards, then you must carefully choose your desired rewards and the accompanying nightmare omen in the sweet dream. The dream you chose for yourself? You must see it through, even if you have to grit your teeth. So the treasures in a sweet dream, no matter how wonderful, are ultimately just illusions.
I like how she has
Only
2
by
different
striving to
wardrobes.
escape from the nightmare
For
can
the-
these
the sweet
illusions
dream and
truly
the
come to
nightmare.
life. That being said, our season theme is quite inspiring, isn't it? Of course, hunters can also enhance their sweet dream and nightmare experiences through the season talent Dream Cloud Atlas, gaining additional buffs in combat and rewards, ultimately crafting the richest and most comfortable dreams for themselves. By
Ah,
collecting lotus
another
seeds
skill
and
tree.
cultivating the Dream Lotus, they can gradually unlock all the season talents. Oh, so you're planting flowers, huh? When can we go fishing? Accompanying the dream comes a brand new gear crafting system, Dream Interpretation.
Oh no.
While
We are
exploring
gonna
the
have to plant
dreamland,
seeds.
The
It's
hunter will
Farmville.
receive a brand new season item, Dream Talking. Every time you interpret the Dream Talking, you can get a type of Dream Base, which contains a sweet dream affix and a nightmare affix. After recording the Dream Base onto your gear, the original base affix will be replaced. What's worth noting is that the Sweet Dream Base allows everyone to craft legendary affixes that used to only appear on legendary gear. For example, in past seasons, almost every player in the Summoner build had a Warden's Breastpin with the core affix, a certain percentage of critical strike rating and critical strike damage also applies to minions.
Wait,
Through
what?
the dream reading, this can be used as a sweet dream affix on the necklace you are crafting.
What?
One of the affixes
You can do
sought
crafted
after
warden's
by the
breastpin?
dexterity build is, for every certain amount of dexterity, the attack can add a certain amount of physical damage. Originally, it was fixed on the legendary gear Rain Sparrow, but now it can also be crafted on one-handed attack weapons after dream reading. The Thundercloud Radiance of Thea, Wisdom of the Gods, was a popular build in the Eterna season. It requires stacking a large amount of cold penetration to replace lightning penetration. The legendary gear Shadow of Thunderlight's Eyes has this core affix. For each certain amount of cold penetration, increase a certain amount of lightning penetration. But the other affixes on this gear are of limited use. In the new season, after dream interpretation, the hunter can craft this core affix onto a more useful spell weapon. A dream come true as they wreak havoc. We hope that the combination of these
the layers of
legendary
complexity
affixes and crafted gear will provide hunters with
Oh
more
my
flexible
God.
and diverse pairing options. We look forward to everyone unleashing their creativity and coming
What's the
up
point of
with some
legendaries? I think
groundbreaking
you
BD
need
ideas.
them as the base.
Don't get too
You need
excited
the
just
weapon to
While the Sweet Dream
get
base is
to
indeed
extract
powerful, the negative
the
effects
core
brought
from
by
it.
the Nightmare base
Like,
should
I
not be
think.
underestimated. For example, all prefixes are downgraded, all suffixes are downgraded, or a certain affix is transformed into a blemish. Moreover, gear that has undergone dream interpretation cannot be crafted in the usual way, and a player can equip a maximum of only 3 pieces of gear with dream affixes at any one time. Sweet
okay.
Dream
You can only
be
have 3
beautiful,
pieces of
but
gear.
never underestimate
So now
the
you gotta
presence of nightmare.
You gotta figure out
While
what
the
3
nightmares
spots
can be
are
perilous,
the best spots
the
to
Sweet Dream
use.
affix is truly delightful.
Oh my god.
As long as hunters pick the right moment for dream interpretation, you can chase after the Sweet Dream affix while being mindful to balance out the negative effects brought by the Nightmare affix. The 2 items required for dream interpretation, Shallow Dream Talking and Profound Dream Talking, can both be obtained through the season-exclusive gameplay Twi Nightmare. In the dream interpretation system, all hunters can, according to their own requirements, invest in either the Deep Dream or Shallow Dream, satisfying their pursuits at different stages of the game. In the Deep Dream,
Holy
you
crap.
can obtain higher
My
tier
brain.
affixes, such as the extremely
I don't think my brain's
powerful
big enough for
legendary
this.
affixes we've mentioned before. In the Shallow Dream, there are also some powerful affix effects, such as the Upgrade affix effect, which can help players transition better in the early stages of the game. Don't accuse me of being a wet blanket again. But in Deep Dream, the number of times each gear can be interpreted, that is, its readability, is limited. If the gear has both the core affix of the Warden's breastpin and a blemish at one time, that doesn't seem too dignified, does it? Indeed, it's best to present oneself with dignity when meeting the Queen. This Queen is none other than the new Supreme Boss, Queen of Eternal Sun, Paloma. In the long, dream-filled night
Oh no,
of the
her!
Nightmare season,
They
she
Ubered
once
her.
again
I hated
opens
her.
her golden eyes, inviting warriors to offer her their endless loyalty and admiration. In the Nightmare gameplay, a special ticket called Queen's Grace will drop. This ticket can be used to challenge the Queen of Eternal Sun in the Great Void. Presumably, everyone has a deep impression
Deep
of this
dream
queen.
and wet
During
blanket.
Ichi's journey, she had a brief encounter with everyone. Now, everyone will have more opportunities to meet her, defeat her, and engrave their names at the end of the long night.
But she
where
was
the
like
sun
already an
rises.
annoying boss to deal with.
Are you going to meet the Queen? You're just trying to tempt someone's body. The loot she drops. After defeating the Queen, not only will she drop her exclusive legendary
Profound dream
gear,
talking.
but She will also certainly drop the precious seasonal commodity, which is the indispensable profound dream talking needed for adding legendary affixes to your crafted gears. We will provide a detailed introduction to the exclusive legendary gear later on. For now, let's welcome the new heroes who have just joined Torchlight.
Listen up. This is Saint Duran. I spent 3 years learning the rules of this place. Because of that, I've mastered nearly all there is to know.
Apprentice Knight Rose, you must repent of your disrespect to Lord Keegan and pray for the Holy Spirit's forgiveness.
New heroes are are linked to the battle pass. So you buy the battle pass to get the new hero.
Kiss my toes as a sign of repentance.
I repent.
I can't believe I tolerated you people for 3 years!
Holy Spirit above.
So it's a
The
crusader.
Holy Spirit tells us to be brave. The Holy Spirit also says we must be humble. What else did the Holy Spirit say? Whatever. F that. I make my own rules.
Love it! Torchlight's dropping the F-bomb.
It's been a while.
The apprentice knight, Lightbringer, Rosa from the Knight of Commandments, has joined Torchlight. Rosa possesses formidable survival skills.
Yeah,
Whether
she does.
she's battling it out one-on-one with an elite opponent or facing a massive onslaught from numerous enemies, she always demonstrates exceptional resilience. With her powerful blocking ability, equipping a shield can further enhance her strength.
She is
By
thick.
blocking enemy attacks, Rosa can restore
I want to
her
make her.
murderous intent. Once she has accumulated enough murderous intent, Rosa can use it to activate her trait skill, Holy Domain, pulling a wide range of nearby enemies into the domain. She can then maintain the domain by continuously consuming her murderous intent. The Holy Domain grants Rosa
Look how small the
formidable
domain
combat
is.
abilities.
Look
With
how
this
small it
domain,
is.
no one is a match for her. As Rosa's
So small.
abilities continue to improve,
99
copies
copies of
hero
everything.
memories and relics, Rosa can unlock more effects in the Holy Domain. She can unleash the Holy Domain in a persistent, channeled manner, continuously pulling nearby enemies towards herself. You can also automatically lock onto a target and unleash the Holy Domain, then fly towards the enemy, leaving any enemy attempting to ambush you with nowhere to hide. However, I've heard that she has a bit of a temper, and when she loses it, she even hurts her own people.
Some
See?
are in a rush to give their lives away.
I told
so
you.
Don't keep them waiting.
It does hurt you as
Rosa
well.
is getting impatient.
All
Let's
allies
quickly
hurts you
move
as
on
well.
To introduce the new content. Here are several brand new spell skills. A brand new Empower skill, Star Stalker. Upon activating this skill, a projectile will be launched forward that continuously tracks elites. This projectile will create a persistent area that follows itself. And when the hunter is within this area, they can receive a buff that significantly increases their damage over time. When the projectile gets close to the elite enemy, it will stick to them until they die, or the duration of the projectile ends. After the elite enemy dies, the projectile will track a new elite enemy. Times have really changed. Even damage over time has its own Empower skill now. Not only has damage over time been enhanced, but the Sentry skill has also gained a brand new channeling skill, Harmonious Field. Upon channeling
Don't like it.
completion, a Harmonious Field is released, which further enhances the damage dealt by the Sentry. The effect increases with each channeled stack. Additionally, when the channeled stacks reach their upper limit, the release of the harmonious field also extends the duration of the sentry within a certain area. Whirlwind Blade, a brand new projectile skill. The mechanics of this skill are
it's
similar to
it's
a
definitely made for
boomerang.
Carneo.
When the
Look, they're
skill
even
is
using
cast,
Carneo.
It throws a projectile that will always penetrate, flying a fixed distance before returning to the hunter's hand. Additionally, the damage frequency of the boomerang is also affected by the cast speed bonus.
It looks probably
Finally,
better than it
the
is.
brand new beam skill.
This is the one
Thunderstorm
that I
Beam.
think is
As the
got
name
the most
suggests,
potential.
Beam refers to the ability of unleashing a lightning beam that can penetrate through enemies. As for Thunderstorm, it refers to the ability to additionally summon a thunder orb that follows the player every time this skill is used, a certain number of times. One point that
Yeah,
needs to
this
be
skill looks like it
particularly
has the most
emphasized
potential.
is that Thunderstorm Beam is a beam skill that does not require channeling. This screen is full of light pollution. Could the dev team reimburse me for my sunglasses?
Right?
Several brand new legendary
Right?
gears will also be added in this season. In ancient
like her.
Ichi,
She's
there was
quirky.
a queen of eternal sun who is admired by all warriors, who is also the supreme boss joining the Great Void in the new season. So, why does every warrior kneel before the queen's feet and believe that the queen has a special affection for them? It's all thanks to the belt bestowed by the queen, the legendary belt, Enamor. Based on each gear that hunters craft, it will provide different stat boosts. From the moment the hunter possesses this gear, even a single blemish is no longer a nuisance that monopolizes the affixed slot. Instead, it holds a unique utilitarian value. Why should your next blemish be a blemish at all? Setting aside any blemish, we've also added a
I don't get
batch of legendary gears that drop exclusively in the Twi-Nightmare gameplay. Take, for example, a shield named Butterfly Wings. From its nimble name, it's not hard to infer that this is a shield of dexterity. However, the nimble butterfly also refers to the potential butterfly effect that could stir up a storm. After equipping this shield, the hunter also needs to precisely control his own stats, making a proper balance among armor, evasion, and energy shield values. In
Yeah.
a season themed around dreams, how could the designers not play with the cliches of butterfly effect? Let's put the stale jokes
Fair.
aside for now and continue with the introduction of another fascinating piece of legendary gear. Taking the Thornbearer's shackles as an example, when the hunter puts on these boots, they can gain a stack of a buff named Thorn
Look how
Bearing
slow you
Forward
move, though.
for every 2 meters they move. Its effect is very special. It will reduce the size, additionally decrease the critical strike rating, and gain negative
But
effects
you're so
such as
slow.
losing life, energy shield, and mana. Taking the blink as an example, a blink covers a distance of 10 meters. It can accumulate 5 stacks of buffs, which means you can get an increase of 400% in critical strike damage, an additional reduction of 50% in physical damage taken, and so on. Accordingly, the requirement for the hunter is that they must not move more than 6 meters within the next 2 seconds. Otherwise, a negative effect will continue to stack. Pay attention to your
God
movement
damn it.
distance in the same way you monitor your step count. Don't worry
These are air
about counting your
boots.
steps for now.
I don't see
as
anybody
I'm
else using these
rushing to get
boots.
to this next part because it's truly significant. We've prepared an ultimate goal for hunters, a graduation level pursuit that's not only incredibly effective, but also universally useful for every character and BD. That is the exceedingly precious Divinity Slate. Scorched Moth Fire.
Oh, no.
The current effect of the Divinity Slate, Sparks of Moth Fire, is to replicate the last talent of an adjacent slate. But Scorched Moth Fire will be able to replicate the last talent of all adjacent slates, with
what?
the exception of core talents, of course. To ensure that more hunters can get their hands on it, we've also set up a variety of acquisition methods. Hunters can farm for fluorescent memory in designated Netherrealm planes to exchange for it. This is a must-have for everyone.
That is, yeah, that is OP shit. That is going.
Of course, we strive
everyone,
to make
it's gonna.
balance
It
adjustments
changes how you
every
build your
season. For the highly
Tetris
used
board
BD
now.
in the Eterna season, we will mostly make minor adjustments, and future adjustments will be made in this direction as much as possible. We encourage all hunters to continue exploring the possibilities of different BDs in the upcoming seasons. Furthermore, we will be focusing on the heroes, skills, and legendary gear that were less used in the last season. However, due to time constraints, we have only managed to complete a portion of the adjustments and optimizations. In terms of hero traits, our goal remains to ensure that each hero possesses sufficient strength, and we will persistently optimize heroes that lack strength or have flawed mechanisms. This time, the main optimizations are for Frostfire Gemma's
Shocking.
Frostbitten Heart and Space
Shocking.
Time Witness
The two
Yuka's
worst heroes.
Space Time Elapse. In order to save the Frostbitten Heart, we have made significant adjustments to the Frostbite and Freeze statuses. Freezing enemies is now more difficult than before, but the Freeze status can be applied to all boss enemies. Although it won't render them unable to act, it will reduce the damage they inflict. Accordingly, the mechanics related to Frostbite and Freeze will also be adjusted. For example, the core talent on the Arcanist talent panel, Extreme Coldness, has now been changed to your freeze gains an additional effect. Every 0.1 seconds, minus 7% cold resistance. This effect stacks up to 20 times
Motherfucker.
and is reset after freeze is lost. Frostbitten Heart is designed around the freeze status. Now, she can use Cold Pulse to more easily apply the freeze status to enemies within a large area. The freeze status she applies is more potent than that of other characters, and it also has additional effects. As for the space-time elapse,
Interesting.
his Twisted Space-Time can now record the damage caused by Reap Purification. At the same time, the related content of damage over time has been adjusted, and the overall strength of damage over time will correspondingly increase. How many seasons have they waited for? Hurry up! Let's talk about the skill adjustments. In terms of skills, this season primarily focuses on balancing. For example, the damage reduction ratio of the parabolic projectile skill after splitting has been adjusted from 80% to 50%. The damage reduction from the shotgun effect will no longer apply when multiple beams from Scorching Beam hit the same enemy. We are attempting to enhance the development experience and upper limit of the parabolic skills and Scorching Beam skills by increasing the bonus related to their skill categories. Having buffed both parabolic and beam skills to this extent, it would be pretty awkward if nobody plays them now. Additionally, regarding legendary gear, we have also adjusted a batch of items that have unique mechanisms but are not strong enough, or in other words, the efficiency of their affixes is not high enough. Take the Bow of Endless Dusk and Cicada Shell, for example. We significantly enhance the power of their special affixes. Hunters can try to build their character around them in the future. As for the Frozen Flame, it has replaced some of the affixes that are hard to utilize with more versatile ones in order to broaden its application. For Imperial Might, with the modification of the crafting system, the usage rate of Imperial Might has plummeted. Therefore, after the revision, hunters will need to balance the quantity of legendary
Immune
gear
to curses.
and crafted gear to once again unleash the full strength and power of Imperial Might. All right. For more details, remember to check out the season patch that will be released later.
You think if you have...
Last season, we received a lot of feedback and complaints about the game, but due to the tight schedule,
Probably.
we were unable to make immediate adjustments. However, we made a firm decision to implement many experience optimizations in this season and present them to all of you. The good news we want to share with everyone is that in the new season, we have integrated the trade house data from the European, American, Asian, and Chinese servers into one. We have also significantly reduced the listing delay time from a max of 60 minutes to a max of 10 minutes. By integrating the trade house, we aim to provide hunters from all over with a larger market, enriching the variety and quantity of items available. This will further curb the situation of traders manipulating prices, helping hunters purchase their desired items at fair prices. At the same time, it allows the treasures held by hunters to be quickly converted into commodities that are more suitable for enhancing their own abilities. It's important to note that only the item data from the trade house trades are shared. The account data is not shared. That's right, it's aimed at unscrupulous merchants. Additionally, we have provided extra game mode options for hunters who want to push their limits. After the new season begins, hunters can choose to create their character under specific modes, including solo self-found
what's that currency?
mode, hardcore
Is that the
mode,
new
and
Primo
solo
Chris current
self-found
look?
hardcore mode. Characters in solo self-found mode cannot use the trade house and other functions. In hardcore mode, characters that die during the current season will become unavailable. They will only be merged into the permanent server and become standard mode characters.
Is multiplayer
after the
up? We don't
season
know.
ends. Let's see what pros are descending to overcome challenges in these two modes.
Calling me out.
Before the pros descend, one must certainly take heed. It's important to note that once a character's game mode is confirmed, it cannot be changed.
Why are you
in
calling
any
me out
way
like
during
that?
the current season. After the current season ends, all characters under all game modes will become characters under the standard mode of the permanent server. In past gaming experiences, we found that as the variety of in-game drops increases, players often struggle with identifying the values of these drops and improving the quality of their drops. As such, we've now introduced a customizable filter within the game, allowing hunters to freely set filter criteria for each item and affix.
Oh, this is gonna be a pain to do.
In the game do not require identification.
It's gonna take like a day to do.
Players can use filters to directly define the drop content they need. We hope that this feature will effectively enhance the quality of players' loot experience, allowing everyone to enjoy a smoother treasure hunting experience. Furthermore, the more experienced the hunter, the clearer they understand the value of various drops. We support all hunters in sharing their self-edited filters in the in-game chat or sharing filter codes outside the game to facilitate communication and learning among hunters. From now on, feel free to pick up anything that hasn't been filtered out, focusing on a simple, no-brainer approach. However, a friendly reminder, when you create a new character, remember to confirm your filter settings. In addition to optimizing the filter, we've also noticed that as drops increase with different gameplay, hunters looking to switch their pact spirit setup need to enter the pact system and click multiple times to select their desired option. We have added a pact configuration plan switch feature to the main interface, allowing players to quickly match different pact configuration plan with various gameplay during battles for convenience. Forget to equip the heart-binding rose upon activating the cube, or realize having cleared the confusion card
More reason to buy the pets. Interchangeable gear.
Probably reduce such tragic oversights. Probably. To make it easier for all hunters to learn and reference BD, we have added a new BD reference feature.
This guy has fucking only look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes of awesomeness.
Share their builds in the chat or paste the build code outside the game. This way, other players can easily access your creations through the builds code. Say goodbye to the past predicament where new hunters had to adjust step by step according to the video, only to find the final result unsatisfactory. This reduces the time and trial and error costs of switching builds. Hunters can browse all uploaded BD info. After applying the reference BD, they will receive tips from the reference BD in multiple development systems, talent selection.
No, you don't need to pay for the button, but you need the pets, right? The more pets you have, the more useful that feature becomes.
Hey, streamer,
so it encourages you to buy more pets.
As the game content increases, the existing help manual is no longer convenient for us to consult core combat knowledge. To assist all hunters in better understanding complex mechanisms and building more interesting BDs, we have reset the help manual system this time.
Okay.
We have categorized the core mechanisms of the game for easy and precise content searching. For instance, the combat mechanism is now mainly
This is good.
divided
This is a
into
good
basic
change.
mechanisms, damage-related, and survival-related sections. Within the survival-related section, you can clearly find frequently used in-game mechanisms such as life, energy shield, recovery, and resistance. At the same time, we have standardized the mechanism descriptions with the supplement and improve of the mechanism content. We will continue to add more core content in subsequent updates, ultimately realizing the in-game wiki function. Who in their right mind would play a game and still need to look up something in a dictionary?
Ha! Shots fired at PoE.
The Netherrealm gameplay was also a major point of feedback in the last season. In the Eterna season, the Chaos Invasion
Am I going to be a
has
solo
been
self-found
revamped.
hardcore player?
Trait cards are
Eventually.
responsible
I don't know
for
if I'm going to
providing
start
different
there,
grinding
but I'm going to end there
strategies,
for
while
sure.
Confusion cards offer a surprising and random gameplay experience. However, it's clear that we are still far from reaching this goal, so we will focus on adjusting and optimizing this system in the current season. Firstly, we've noticed that in the later stages of the season, the card combination methods become rather monotonous, and
Yep.
the conventional gameplay strategies lose their appeal.
Yep.
That's right, I'm talking to you, little war god. To this
Shut
end,
up.
we have added a new
Calling me
batch
out.
of trait cards specifically for gameplay. These cards focus on changing the experience of the gameplay itself, or significantly increasing and adjusting the drop rewards of the gameplay. Hunters will be able to invest more card resources into a single gameplay, thereby gaining a completely different gameplay experience. We hope that most of the Netherrealm gameplay is attractive and can serve as the core strategy for a set of trait cards. For instance, Serious Machine. When this card is equipped, every time the God of Machines enters a new wave, the drop quantity of this gameplay will increase additionally. But the cost is that the statue of the God of Machines will become extremely fragile. The card Gentle Machine has a chance to trigger an additional wave of attack in the trial of the God of Machines, further amplifying the wave benefits provided by Serious Machine. If you find the gameplay of God of Machines too sluggish, consider bringing along the Friendly Machine. It can significantly reduce the attack interval of monsters. Of course, the prerequisite is that you won't be overwhelmed by the monster wave. At the same time, we've noticed that as the season progresses, more and more hunters are becoming capable of challenging Time Mark 8. As a result, the demand for
new stuff.
5-tier beacons is exceeding supply, causing their prices to skyrocket. Consequently, many hunters are forced to return to farm in the Netherrealm of Time Mark 7. To this end, we have not only increased the drop rate of high-level beacons in Time Mark 8, but also provided an additional set of trait cards that can specifically increase the output of 5-tier beacons. We
Okay.
hope to ensure a good gaming
You're not showing us
experience
those
in the
cards
later
for some
stages
reason.
of the game with Time
Why are
Mark
you
8,
showing us
for
other cards?
example.
There it is.
Solemnity. It will reduce the drop quantity in the Six Gods gameplay within the stage. But there is a chance that the Six Gods gameplay will drop an additional 5-tier beacon. It can be combined with multiple card combinations from the Six Gods gameplay to create a deck that focuses on amplifying the 5th-tier beacon. If
Okay.
all goes as planned, we should be able to settle up in Tier 8 soon. After that, it's natural to use Netherrealm cards for the interior decoration. Due to the overall increase in the number of trait cards, in order to allow hunters to formulate their own satisfactory treasure hunting strategies, we have raised the upper limit of the trait card deck to 12.
That's big.
Based on this, we have rebalanced the values of each card. In order to allow hunters to quickly acquire a complete trait card deck, the maximum level of trait cards has been reduced from
Aw.
5 to 3 stars.
Aw.
However, the strength at max level remains unchanged. As for the confusion cards, we have removed a large number of low-value ones and added a batch of new confusion cards, whose benefits are not affected by trait cards. This ensures that these cards remain attractive under any circumstances. And to allow hunters to farm more of the confusion cards they want, now at the start of each round of invasion, an additional confusion card with a max progress of 2 will be drawn to quickly end the round of combat. Say goodbye to the dreadful experience of having to grit your teeth and play through with unsatisfactory cards you've drawn.
All right.
Continually improving the
That's
Netherrealm
good.
system is one of our long-term goals, so we warmly welcome hunters to provide feedback on any issues they encounter during their gameplay. We will continue to monitor these issues, striving to deliver a better gaming experience for everyone. In the Eterna season, when challenging the path of the brave, as the hunter's damage output increases, it exposes the issue of monsters appearing at a slow speed and frequency. This results in the overall pace of the battle becoming somewhat sluggish. Therefore, we have shortened the spawn interval of monsters in the path of the brave, making the transition smoother and striving to avoid the experience of players standing idle or only having a few monsters to challenge. In order to ensure a fundamental gaming experience for all hunters, we have significantly reduced the loading time for each map and increased the speed of the drop, reducing the interval between drop animations. We are also constantly optimizing performance, including the performance of buffs and damage over time, the performance when a single skill hits multiple units at once, and the optimization
They didn't
of
have
Netherrealm
completed
monster
cards?
affix, etc. We hope to provide a more stable frame rate, bringing hunters a more
different
immersive
worlds of
and
players.
smooth grinding experience.
It wasn't. It takes about a day to get all of them max level.
We found that in the Eterna season, hunters generally feedback that the season-exclusive gameplay interrupts the grinding experience. Henceforth, the Eterna gameplay will become an independent feature, no longer accessed through the Netherrealm. In other words, monsters from the city of Eterna will randomly appear in the Netherrealm.
What?
Players can obtain the Eterna gameplay ticket, Eterna Reverberation, by defeating these monsters, or through the trade house. They can then choose when to proceed to Eterna. By utilizing tickets to enter Eterna, we aim to ensure that hunters can enjoy a smooth Netherrealm grinding experience and also concentrate on challenging the Eterna gameplay over a period of time to gain corresponding rewards. We hope that all hunters can freely choose their gameplay. Therefore, in addition to adjusting the participation method of the Eterna gameplay, we have also removed the trade restriction on its exclusive drop item, the Soul Candle. Hunters can now sell soul candles that are of no use to them, or directly purchase powerful soul candles
Shit
that
candle,
other
10
hunters have
FE.
already
Shit
used.
candle.
There's no longer a need to repeatedly engage in Eterna gameplay in order to obtain suitable soul candles. At the same time, as the Infinite City of Eterna is a very late-stage gameplay in the Eterna season, it has resulted in some players not being able to participate in the gaming process. In the new season, the Infinite City of Eterna no longer requires unlocking through the Psalms of Eterna.
Oh my god, you can just go as
Hunters
high
can
as you
directly
want?
challenge the Infinite City of Eterna once they reach City of Eterna of level 83. Moreover, each time you reach a new tier in the Infinite City of Eterna, the city's tier will increase by 5 based on the current tier.
It's too
This
easy!
is designed to make it easier for all hunters to challenge higher tier in Eterna. I heard that our community manager Ian and Gigi Lauren has already been overwhelmed by the feedback on this issue. In addition to introducing 3 new legendary pact spirits and several outfits as usual this season, we have also made some adjustments to the rules of Pact Spirit Boon and Revival Token. Purchasing the Season Pass allows you to unlock the new hero, Lightbringer, Rosa, at level 1, and subsequently unlock Advanced Auto Pickup, Trade House Booth Tab, Back Accessory, Portal, and more at higher levels. The new season will feature many new outfits. For instance, the skills effects such as Flame Slash, Fire Burst, Icebound Beam, and Lightning Storm. As you can see, a knight who can't operate a mecha isn't a good warrior. Tired of Frostfire's constantly flaming? Well, she's now snowing. We've also added some new outfit styles, such as hero actions, invincible number 2 skins, and drop effects. An appearance that looks like it's begging for a beating might just increase your desire to boost your output. Customized actions can better showcase the charm of the hero. When Rosa moves, she exudes an aura of being ready to punch someone through the internet. With this drop
Through
effect,
the internet,
even
I
the
love it.
legendary gear that
I want
you
to
don't
punch
want
you
to
through
pick
the
up and
internet. That's
consider
gonna be
as
my new
trash
go-to.
Can become a series of beautiful landscapes when they drop on the ground. Legendary drop pack spirit, Shepherd. If you want to collect more dream talking while roaming in the dreamland, then take away more rewards when escaping from nightmare. Then it's definitely the best companion to help you carry the burden in your dreams. After all, it has 4 legs. Quadrupled pack spirits are hard to come by. but
Right?
There's one bipedal fatty
I told you,
available.
2 for
That would
1.
be the
2 for
combat
1
pack
value
spirit,
right there.
Raging Sands of Eternal Night. It provides benefits related to block for hunters, making it a great ally for the Lightbringer Rosa, who possesses powerful block abilities. Raging Sands of Eternal Night also has another advantage. Its outer ring is, if you have recently blocked, it eliminates enemies with less than 15% life on hit.
What?
Having discussed the beast,
What? Execute!
let's talk about the beauty. Our brand new combat pact spirit, the Witch Antelope of Lust. In addition to providing hunters with more control effects buffs, it can also inflict paralysis or weaken to enemies. This means that when the hunter wants to utilize the legendary gear related to Arya, such as the legendary gloves, Wings of Light, or the legendary helmet, Flying Light at Daybreak, it can alleviate some of the hassle of searching for 3 types of control states. Last season, we simplified the Netherrealm grinding strategy and made various adjustments to allow more players to better enjoy the thrill of grinding. With this as our starting point, we have rethought the positioning of the season.
This pet
pack
is
spirit.
nuts.
We have decided to keep the previous season pack spirit unchanged and make the following adjustments to the newly released season drop pack spirit. First, the overall cost for the seasonal pack spirit draw is discounted by 20%. With just 8 Pack Spirit Crystals Celebration, you can pull a 10 draw in the season-exclusive Pack Spirit card pool. Secondly, we've added a batch of high-value packs, such as the Pack Spirit Encounter Pack, which includes practical items like Primo Crisps and Pack Spirit Crystal Celebration. You can get up to an additional 130% value, enjoying a
100 that's so much
57%
value!
off. Lastly, although the season event that offered upgrade insignia has been canceled, the guaranteed probability for exclusive pack spirits has been adjusted from 25 to 50%. As
Okay.
a result, the guaranteed price for the first season pack spirit has significantly decreased,
It
and
is.
subsequent pack spirit upgrades
Now you
will
only
be
need,
smoother. With the mentioned
3,200
changes,
crystals.
We hope to significantly reduce
But
the
you-
acquisition
so,
cost of the
For half
first
the
season
price,
pack
you only
spirit,
get
allowing
half
more
the
players to
creatures,
easily
though. You only
kick
get
off
1
each
instead of 2.
season and
but
enjoy
it's
the
half the
fun
price.
each season brings. Regarding the revival token, it could only be used up to level 96 in the past. To facilitate hunters in leveling up, making a push for the hero ranking, and securing a few crucial talent nodes, we have relaxed
No.
the usage
No.
restriction on revival tokens.
No.
Revival tokens can now help characters level up to 99.
No!
Reaching level 100 as a significant milestone
No.
in character development still requires cautiously accumulating XP to achieve this goal. That's
You
pretty
can
much
use
everything
revival
for this
tokens
season's
to
preview.
99
Are
now?
you sure you haven't forgotten anything?
So pointless.
Oh yeah, the thank you gift. Thank you all for your support of this season preview.
Oh, code.
Now, here's a thank you gift code for everyone. Everyone can redeem the gift by entering the redeem code in the game. Each season, in addition to bringing new game content, we also focus on optimizing perspectives that have been heavily criticized and feedback received. After all, making a good game is a long-term endeavor. Features that many of you have mentioned before, such
But
as
I got
swap filter,
two.
one-click
I got
DD
two
sharing,
instead
quick
of
pack
one.
spirit
Now it's
stitching,
only
returner process
150, but I only get
optimization,
one
and
instead
so
of
on.
two.
We have tried our best to implement and launch in the new season. We hope to bring you a better gaming experience. We also hope that everyone will enjoy this season-exclusive gameplay themed around dreams and appreciate Patty's performance today. On December 28th at 6 p.m., let's meet at the Twi Nightmare season. Don't miss it! Finally, we've prepared a little Easter egg
Christmas!
for you all to wrap up this season preview.
It's a Christmas city. That's cool. Christmas city. But we don't get to play it? Not cool. You know what? That's less cool. Hey, Sean's there. I like Sean. Sean's a cool guy. I love... Is Riker no longer max roll? Is he... Did he break free? Did Riker get freedom? Is I like right? They all have the MR tag, but Riker doesn't. Did he get freedom? Where do we enter the code in the game? I'll do that right now. I'll show you while this is doing whatever it's doing. Loading its Q&A. Oh, at 9:50. So in 2 minutes. We'll play the game. $300 primos. That's a lot. Wait, primos or jagged primos? 300 primos is a lot. That's like real money. That's not premium. That's premium. Jagged. Jagged's different. So you go into the game, you go to redeem code, you type in the code that they gave us, you go exchange, redeem successfully, then you go to your mailbox. New season preview. So yeah, 300 jagged. Still a lot of money. You take that. Might as well get your daily login bonuses while we're here. Free stuff. Gotta get all those revival tokens. I can use them to 99 now. What the fuck? Too much. They're so... Leveling is pointless now. Leveling is pointless now. They didn't say anything about multiplayer, but they added solo self-found. Which is... It makes you think that you can do multiplayer. There's right? There is a solo self-found. This season, 200 billion was your max. That's a high number. 200 billion is a lot of billions. That is a lot of billions. Like, a lot. Yo, I'm interested about this Riker and Maxwell thing. Makes me think. I haven't been on this site in so long. I guess. There's no team option to see who's on the team anymore. Diablo 4 doesn't have a team option. Diablo 3 has a team. Is Riker there? No. Is he on Diablo 2 team? No. No, Riker's still listed. Riker's still there. Since Gemma is nerfed, what hero will be meta? Gemma wasn't nerfed. She wasn't nerfed. They took 1% off her 62 talent, but added 1% to her starting talent. So they just shifted her power distribution, but it's not nerfed. I'm gonna go to the bathroom while we wait for this, guys. I'll be right back. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. So, here's a fun fact. In a parallel universe where the max roll owners aren't complete tools and are, real professionals instead of what they are, I would be here. This was supposed to be me over here. But, yeah. Shit happens. I think the tier 8 beacon changes equals casuals will all play tier 8s now. That's the new min, and rushing tier 7 will be dead. Well, tier 7 you weren't meant to be there forever. You weren't meant to be there forever, right? Tier 7 was always a stepping stone, to get to the end. But it was just, they put a big barrier between the two. There was a massive barrier from going from 7 to 8. And a lot of players couldn't cross that barrier. But it was always a stepping stone. And in my opinion, like, I would always get to the point where I was always doing the highest level beacon. And it was just the way it was when you get to that point in the game. But yeah, there was a world where I was featured guest. Dude, tier 7 was already dead this season. By the end, I guess. I don't know. I haven't bought. I mean, like, I never knew the market, but when I was playing, I think I stopped around November-ish. Sometime in November. They were about 20 each. 20 to 30. Oh, the tier 7 AFK farming traveler? Yeah. Yeah, that kind of died. At least it wasn't, put it this way, it was literally printing money. You were making a profit every time you did it. Now it got to the point where you just broke even. You self-sustained is what it turned into. It wasn't a money-making thing. It was a self-sustaining strategy. But it's definitely, yeah, that's not going to be making money anymore. It might at the beginning. Like for the first week, it might still be profitable, but yeah. These guys are late. Bruh, professionals. What kind of professional organization is this? All you guys are late. Wake up. You have one job, and that's literally to talk at a certain time. And you can't even... Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. That's their job, though. That's all they have to do is show up on time. Oh yeah, we banned that word from here. You know that. You know that. History with these guys. It is what it is. I did, but it still never typed it before. Oh, yeah, I mean, you could type it, it just won't go through, right? It doesn't tell you why it's banned, but we banned it. Do you think the Caswell channeling Gemma will be viable? I haven't seen anything that tells me otherwise. They didn't, like, we went through the patch notes. Actually, we didn't finish. We can finish here. Hero relics. Only for her, though. Frost fire. Frostbitten heart. So no, don't care about that. Oh no, no. Divine shot, divine shot. Frost fire, ice fire fusion. Ah, here we go. For every 1 point of fusion energy, XXX has been changed to additional effect with fusion energy. Only the description's modified. For every 5 to 7 points of fusion energy, upper limit +1 ignite limit has been adjusted from tier 1, 5 to 7, and 1, 1 to 7, 7. So, yes, this is a big change. Now, it's a nerf, because before you needed 6, 7 wasn't good. This is actually a big change. Unless there's a way to get an extra fusion energy was capped at 13. So having it at 7 is still only 1. You only gain 1. You can't get to 14. And before, you can get... This is a huge nerf. If you can't get to 14 stacks... that's a massive nerf to the build. Oh, I didn't see this one. Yeah, we didn't get to this one. This one's kind of a big deal. It really comes down to if there's another way to get more stacks. If they added a way to get to 14, it's not a nerf. It's just harder to get to the end goal, right? You just have to find that extra 14th stack somehow. If they didn't add
Riker, Tenki, Milky,
then it's
Ian,
no good.
I'll let everybody introduce themselves.
All right, here we go.
Hey, folks. This is Riker. I've been making ARPG content for on YouTube and Twitch for about 10 years now. Been an ARPG enthusiast most of my life.
No camera, 10
Happy to be
Kai.
here.
I'm 10. I found Torchlight Infinite fairly early on. Yes, I know I'm just a mysterious floating X and a voice in your head for a moment. I apologize. Sometimes the world is complicated and technical issues exist. But if you watch any of my videos, you're probably already used to me just being a voice in your head, so we're just going to roll with it.
Oh, Milky, you're muted.
Oh, I was going to say, the audio's off. Milky's mouth isn't moving.
Sick.
Nothing's coming
There
out.
we go. I'm Milky. I do a lot of the max roll guides for Torchlight, whether it's leveling or stuff like that. Also stream the game.
Yeah, it's
over at
the
Twitch.
Gemma
make videos
nerf
for
really
it.
depends
Yeah,
on the
just
stack
all
issue.
around
If
enjoy
they added another
with
way to get a
RPGs.
stack or not. If you can't get up to
Yeah, and by the
14,
way, hi,
then
this is
it's
Ian from
it's a
the
big
Torchlight
hit.
Infinite
It's
Dev
like
team.
50%
Glad to
of
be
your
here with all
damage
of you
gone.
guys.
Like,
Awesome.
that's a big hit.
And it's a shame me and Ian couldn't be together this time because we were together, but we're in different countries right now. So maybe next season we'll be back together talking about all of this stuff. But that's cool.
Ian,
all right.
Ian and I are actually in the same studio. You can tell we have the same lighting.
Exactly. That's what happened right now.
Where did I find the patch
This
notes?
purple theme,
Someone in
man.
Twitch
I
chat
got to
linked
get
them.
in with that. I got to get some lights in the background. I don't know why mine is all white, but it's all good. It's all good. Everyone watched the season preview video, right? How's your feelings? What are your thoughts? Must be a lot of
His camera's
information to
frozen.
digest. Can you share some thoughts? What you're most anticipating in the new season, guys?
Oh yeah, so much to look forward to.
Streamer setup.
Three
Zoom
things
call.
really, came out to me. First,
Zoom call,
the sword and board
streamer
class
setups.
coming. Classic in the RPG. So many people always asking for this core archetype. So to get Rosa, and for it to be a unique take on that holy warrior, where she's just like dropping F-bombs. She's like so not caring about her religion. I love the personality there. It's so different
I
from
do
the
like the
classic
personality.
lawful good, boring paladin.
I will say the
so it's
character
really cool.
had
Season theme seems really interesting.
uniqueness that
and
I enjoyed.
I'm also excited about we're seeing more of these mechanics. I think the Enamored Ring has it in particular, where it adds this new puzzle to itemization where you have to it's like giving you different bonuses depending on how many legendary items you have, depending on how many magic items. So now it's another level of puzzle to figure out that I'm sure the Maxwell boys are gonna write
fuck
up
it, I'm
wonderful
doing
guides on
this.
here.
Yeah,
Really
pretty
good.
much.
But
Yeah. That's what she's
Yeah,
like.
I also noticed on some of the new legendary items, you get value for having blemishes, which is a nice way to turn the downside from enhancing your gear into what could in fact be an upside.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, and for me,
Just
it's
about-
always the trade card stuff as well. Like the changes you've made to the end game is always the stuff I look forward to. And I thought you made a step in the right direction last time, but with the changes you made this time, it looks like it's going to be way more fun, especially the 2 chaos card thing where you don't have to wait as long to get to the future ones. I think that's what I'm most looking forward to.
I'm
Yeah,
most
that's a
looking
big one.
forward to completing my trait deck faster.
Talking about the blemish, we're just trying to avoid like when our players crafting some. When it comes to blemish, it's just the disappointment is just way too big. So we're trying to avoid those and adding you can actually getting those bonuses from having a blemish, and that's what we thought about it.
Yeah, it definitely feels like even if you're supposed to fail 19 times and get 19 blemishes, it feels really bad if you fail 23 or 24 times. Like statistically, it's going to happen a lot. Every time you hit it in one, you're going to hit it in 19, 20, 25. But it feels so bad when you go over the expected on those. So this way, at least there's a little value. You can use the item, play the game, or maybe build around it to the point where you want to fail.
Right.
Yeah,
Just
you fail
quickly-
from the seasonal mechanic, right? So you were going to have blemishes on some items as a result of that. Really good.
Riker, didn't you because you were talking about the puzzle vibe, and I wanted to go back to the puzzle mechanic of Cube of Rapacity. Didn't you win the speed run on that? Am I remember rightly? It was you and DS Lily. I can't remember if you came first.
I'm sure Lily won.
I was
I'm sure Lily won.
disqualified from entering that race. Just going to throw that out there.
Okay,
But it was, no, she's amazing. But yeah, no, that was really exciting. It was really exciting. I don't often participate in like challenges and races.
You
and
can't
stuff,
stand.
but
Why
it was,
was
a lot
I
of fun.
disqualified?
Yeah, it was exciting.
At the time,
that's been.
I was still with Maxwell. And
so we noticed
we were given
there were two things in the stream. Sorry, I found that a little
advantages
bit,
in the
frozen over
season
here.
ahead of
Number
time.
one, we noticed
knew
a lot
things
of players
before
saying,
other
"Is
players
Patty
knew them.
AI voice, and I
And
wanna say
because of
no,
that, it wasn't
really
fair
not.
for
That
us
was
to
really
play
a
in the
voice actor
same
doing
event.
that. Okay, we're not.
So we were not allowed
fully
to
into
play
the
in
AI
exchange
area
for that
and
information.
secondly, I saw a lot of players asking their questions, and I think Riker, you also had players tweeting you some questions. Yeah. So do you want to hit us with some of the questions your fans were asking?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been the same question that I've been hearing. So every season from the start, right? I've been streaming.
Is
this
there
game,
multiplayer?
Always a blast.
Here it comes.
To kick off the season, and every season, the number one question, and again now when I tweeted out
Here it
asking
is.
if people have questions, everyone's always asking, when is co-op play
There it is. Yeah.
coming? And I think I saw something that was like stealth dropped in your presentation earlier.
With the
Did you
multiplayer.
literally tease? Yeah.
Oh, it's it was listed. I believe when you try to create a solo self found or
It
hardcore
shows
player,
team
it
play.
noticed that you cannot trade or team up with other players if you're solo self found mode. But like it was written there, but doesn't mean like the team up feature will be up there. But we really hope to launch it as a probably like an event at some point in the next season. Well, that was a really
No multiplayer.
beautiful expectation that
No
we want to
multiplayer
achieve, but
this
we
season.
fully understand that everyone wants multiplayer. And what can I say now that it is in the stage where it is not like we just created an empty folder and that says it was multiplayer, and we actually experienced ourselves in the internal testing version. So it's there, but it just completely depends on at what point
not
that
good.
we try to release it. So like it's actually
good.
reached the expectation from both our side and our players. So we think it probably first show up as a like an event in the next season, but like it will not be there from the beginning. So yeah.
Cool.
Well, it's finally here. So
They
it's pretty
mentioned
good.
about Taya.
I'm sure
specifically
a lot
that
of people
build
are gonna be
did
very
get
excited
looked
for
at,
that.
yeah.
And something else that I don't know if this was a stealth drop-in reveal as well, but Rosa's a lot more defensive than many of the other characters. So did you make her as a dedicated tank or support for multiplayer? Or are you
That's
more
what I'm
envisioning that
thinking
people
as
bring
well.
whatever build they have that
Did
they're
I not
splitting the
say
nether
that? If
realm
they
with
put in
kind of
you need a
all-rounded
tank,
or high
and she's
damage
the tank,
characters
and she
just
boosts
group
your
up when
team,
they want to rather than making dedicated characters
she's
for
made for
multiplayer.
multiplayer.
So first thing is that our game, like when it comes to multiplayer, is not like an MMO where each one has their role. So like Rosa work as a tank, we probably have as a healer. No, we are all like warriors, so we are fighting through the Nether realm. But there will be like the way that we hope our multiplayers will be is each one has a position. So for example, we do hope that
There it is,
if we could have like an aura bot version in Torchlight Infinite, and we do like hope that the cooperation between each class could be 1+1 greater than 2. So there are definitely combinations between each classes in our multiplayer mode. So yeah, it's not like working as a tank, but like it definitely serves because from the season preview, you see it actually pulls all of my enemies into her divine shield, and that's like one way how Rosa can actually support her teammates.
Yes, she reminded me a lot of a playstyle of a Z Satyr or Z Barb from Diablo.
Mm-hmm. You need someone to pull to the mobs, right? Like you don't have to walk all the way through it. Yeah, that's one way you can use Rosa to support you.
Speaking
And
of those
everything else
other
about her
game
is
modes,
team support.
Hardcore. How prepared should people be before diving into hardcore?
Well,
you should
can
know
just
your
jump
shit.
right into it. You don't have to be anything in preparation beforehand. But like if you want to achieve a good standing in it, like in hardcore or solo self mode, you probably need to know a little more about the
Just a little.
the affixes, especially those map affixes and its various mechanics in game. And I think you'll probably be like 100% focused and pay particular attention to your survival stats. And I think that's what just be careful. I think that's how you could survive the hardcore. Yeah.
Be careful. I like it.
Yeah.
I
So
guess-
with players, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say my first question would actually be in regards to you made a big decision this time around. Some of the people talk about every time as the season progresses, it becomes more of a topic, and that's the trade house.
Yeah.
And obviously the economy does die off within a month or so sometimes. So how do you see combining it as working to improve the game for people on EU, NA, and Asia? How does it make the game better for those people? And is there any concern that a lack of parity between like Primacris, anything that maybe the people on the Chinese server get that we didn't, and that's going to affect like trade house slots because that is a big advantage? Yeah, it's a pretty long question, but that would be mine.
Yeah. So first off, the reason that we try to make the trade house worldwide is because it's such an important part of the game, and especially in the later stage of the season, everything is limited, and we hope to widen the market, increasing there more people actually selling and buying goods and allowing more people to have the chance to get what they want. So that's our only an initial thoughts on why we're making this trade house worldwide. And also a broader market is less likely to be monopolized. So like there won't be like players buying all the goods and then raised up the price. So like other players will never catch up with the price. That's things that we want to try to avoid. And talking about Primal Chris, I'm pretty sure the booth tabs is purchased through Primal Crest, and we only given out Jagged Primal Crest. And also for the bonuses is pretty much the same, no matter if it's in EU, Asia, or in China. So
that is how they. You can monopolize in Torchlight
it's not gonna
really
like
easily.
favor one part of the game. We try to make everyone share the similar and balanced gaming experience. Yeah.
One thing that brings to mind for me is trading parity, where if one group of players are generating most of the items, they'll have more influence on the price. And if another group of players happen to be buying more of the items, they will have less of an influence. Do you think there's a concern that people in one region of the world will be playing more of a certain build, causing either a glut or scarcity of items that impacts another region where people won't be able to do anything in their own gameplay to adjust?
That will definitely happen because I'm pretty sure like we do our data analysis, right? And there's a data that shows in, let's say, not in China, there are like more than 50% choose summoner builds. So like, I'm pretty sure those builds in worldwide is just crazily high, and people are all want those. Let's say those legendary gears that suits for summoning builds. So that will definitely happen. It's really hard, but we took players all over the world as a whole. So like we do not judge or make any changes simply on one side of one part of the game, but we took that as a whole. Yeah. So basically, you don't have to worry too much about something being too rare because
Adding
that's going
more
to be
supply
worldwide. It's going to happen all over the world.
It'll make it harder to monopolize.
We will make changes from perspective of we're going to make this entire game balanced.
Someone
so
who's playing the auction house simulator game
habits
will
that
be able
different
to
players all over
monopolize
the world
things if they want to.
sharing.
For sure, yeah.
One thing that comes to mind
that's my big issue with the
legendary
trade
drop event where players can target specific items. That if that does end up happening, how open are you to making that a core feature of the game?
That's also one good question because we put that at the end of the season last season, where you can actually ask for the drops that you want. You can actually choose the drops that you want, and based on our analysis, I think that's a pretty good sign of the game because now the players can balance the what they want, and they don't have to worry about someone else taking over the entire trade house. So it's still gonna be one of the events of next season. It's not gonna be like a core system, but it will be up there earlier than this season. It's not gonna be showing up at the end of the season.
That sucks.
But thinking about making it into a core play, I think we still need more observation because last season we put it up at the end. It doesn't really show too much like data of whether we should make it a core gameplay.
Sounds good.
Awkward silence, number 5. Come on, guys. Somebody say something.
I was wondering, you guys have all been playing the game a lot. Whether you noticed us talking about the customized loot filter, by the way, is that something that appeals?
Yeah.
Very much, yes.
Oh, 100%. Is it so? Maybe you guys have already put one together. How long do you think it's going to take to put one of those together? Because it looked like you can do literally everything.
A day.
Is it going to be presets or?
So you are talking about like how long does it take to actually create a custom loot filter?
Yeah. So if I was to make my own,
yeah,
it looks you got to go between all the menus and all that.
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah, exactly.
The presets and stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing we want to clarify is because we try to make this work as our first priority. So like when it comes to user interface, it's not that easy to use. So basically what it means is you will probably spend plenty of time creating one, but once you've done it, it's gonna work perfectly. So that basically means you have to like customize
take like a day.
Each of the gear or drops
I'm
one by
predicting
one.
I'm
You
gonna
can
do a
decide
whole
whether
day of
it's,
making loot
it's
filter
looted
for
up or
everybody.
not, the color of
Right.
it, and yeah, that's what.
I just don't know at what point of my
Luckily for most
gameplay I'm
people,
going
they
to want
won't have to bother. They're just
stop
come and
and
ask
do
for
that
hours
time.
anyway, right?
Exactly. That's what my thoughts is as well.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
still waiting
Just
for
put the work on us.
Yeah, you can do a base one, but
It's
I
also
want to do a
one good
proper
way
one.
to actually, because I was picturing this in my mind. So hit that hit that subscribe button and you will see the code in link in the description, something like that. It's just what I thought it would be.
I'll try it out.
Mhm.
It does have a big impact though later on, because for like crafting bases and stuff like that, normally you'd either have to check every single item
Mhm.
or none at all. People basically did like that. So now you're going to be able to really easily source very specific things. So it's going to create an influx in that, which I think will be better for crafting as well. So I think all in all, it's going to be really positive. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be really good because you don't have to worry about what to pick up, but just to pick up everything you see on the ground.
If it shows, you pick it up. Yeah.
Yep. That's also going to be really good for solo Southbound, where you don't really care how rare or valuable an item is. You care if it applies to your build.
Yeah.
And speaking of, have you done any game balance changes around solo Southbound or hardcore? Or do you kind of plan to you opt into additional difficulty where not making balance changes? Sometimes it's just going to be rough.
Yeah, for now, it's just another level of gameplay where it's definitely harder because it's either hardcore or solo Southbound mode. But in the future, we might make it into like a different gameplay where we might increase the drop rate or making other changes that make this gameplay more like a
Solo
single player
Southbound
mode, so, like,
hardcore
you can
is
actually
calling
enjoy
me,
it.
chat. It's
And-
calling
But for
me.
now, it's just a level.
I
Another
think
level of difficulty
especially
where
since there's no
for those who
multiplayer,
want to challenge
I
themselves,
think
you can
that
definitely
solidifies my
see
choice
what happens there.
to at least be solo Southbound. Hardcore is I gotta do it.
Another
You
challenge
just
that
gotta
people
do
will be
it,
doing then is
right?
with the city coming back. You mentioned in the thing that it's going to be in a drop form.
There's just
it's
so
gonna be
many
like a token.
changes, though.
Can people who
When there's
really
that
like
many
that mechanic
changes,
just
I'm a little
buy them up and
nervous doing
only run City of
hardcore,
Eterna now?
'cause
Is
I
that,
don't
am I
know
looking at that
everything.
right? Is that what people
Yeah.
can do?
And doing
So
hardcore
basically,
blind
those are
is
not like tickets.
risky.
You can just
Risky,
accumulate
we'll say.
tickets during that room. You can be the one that never enters the ruins of Eterna and just keep out and sell all the tickets. And for those who actually prefer to enjoy the last season's gameplay, where you can just simply you can build up a deck that is City of Eterna based, or you can just directly purchase those tickets from the trade house and just live
like
there.
one big
That's
thing
what happened.
that I
do
can
the
think
Psalms
of off the
Eterna
top
still
of my
exist?
head
I know
that's
you said
gonna
you don't have to
suck
get
for
them to
solo
unlock
Southbound.
the Endless City, but you've still got that big skill tree. So people that do choose to
skill
specialize
gems
in
you
it
get from Path of
are
the
actually
Brave.
going to get more from it, and it's going to be better for them as well.
Yeah, it will
Those
definitely
are
speed
gonna
up.
be a
You will
nightmare
have,
to
you will
get.
need less. You will get more. You can just get those talents a lot easier than last. Since it's now in the core gameplay, you don't have to like, and you didn't encounter those every single stage. So now it would be a lot easier.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, speaking of the mini zones for the City of Eterna, those got a lot of changes as well, since there's a much bigger focus on the city itself. But there are often mini events both within the city and those small stages. Have you done any adjustments to the circles that you stand in, which for builds like Caswell channeling were very difficult to stay in because you had so much move speed, it would kind of catapult you out of a circle?
Bad news, it's still there. It's still there. So basically, there will still be like you have to stay in the circle to like clear this runes, but like and also you remind me of one thing, because the small stage in the past actually take benefits from the map affixes.
Skill issue.
But
Yeah, it wasn't
doesn't
hard
anymore
It
because
wasn't
now
hard
it's like a
staying in the
separate
circles.
stage. But we do make
That wasn't
adjustments
as
accordingly,
game-breaking as
and
they
now
are
you can just
making it out
don't
to
have
be.
to worry about the map affixes, but it will be a pretty good ways to actually farm for your FE. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sounds good. Hopefully in a future patch, we get a small circle radius buff on some of those.
Yeah, you can try out different builds. It's because in the past, like people do enjoy, like everyone in the end will goes to like self cast. You don't have to do anything. But now we try to make some difference because you have to actually sacrifice your experience in farming or in mapping with exchange to damage. So like you can now choose those with significantly increase the those beam skills. So now they're a lot more powerful, but the drawbacks is you have to stay there to actually cast those beams.
Yeah. So more specialized builds from more, as you get more and more content, you can get those more specialized builds, and it actually boosts those weaker skills in a way as well because of that.
Yeah.
Riker, I feel like the Maxwell boys have kind of taken your thunder. Is there anything you wanted to ask?
I didn't want to interrupt like the really granular questions, but like, yeah, I guess a bigger picture question that I see asked as well from the community is there any news like on any plans for a console release, or is that not something that's in the future?
Ian, you wanna take this one, or should
yeah,
I'll
go
let
ahead, because we made a lot of changes on controller support.
Yeah. All right. On console, here's the deal. I think for now we're still perfecting everything on PC and mobile. Definitely in the works, but no solid news that we can announce. Like with the multiplayer stuff, I remember even like maybe 2 seasons ago when people were asking about the
His
multiplayer.
hand is
like, no,
vanishing. What the
now,
hell?
Really, multiplayer is like pretty much
His
on the
hand
way.
is-
With console.
it went
no solid
invisible
news,
for
but,
a minute.
definitely something we're not ruling out. Yeah, I think that would be sick. That'd be totally awesome. I get it. Totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're constantly optimizing our controller supports. It's a lot better than last season because I believe
Compare the controller even to like, oh my god, compare it to the CBT.
The
it's
real
a
truth
totally different world.
behind
You know, it's a
the
totally
console
different experience.
reason why it's
not
not
the CBT,
console
the OBT. Sorry, but it's
is
way,
the
way
way
better.
the store works on
even
console.
the game's changed a ton since
the
OBT
console
just as a
wants
whole.
a massive percentage of
because
the
each
sales.
season we just try to be better.
So,
I
games
believe
like
each
this
season
that are
is better than the
designed
last one.
around
It
microtransaction
couldn't be
sales
worse. So
to go on
let's just
console
give us more
That's
time.
not-
actually
that's
loses
not
the
the
money.
attitude. It couldn't be worse.
Instead of forcing them to a platform
all the gameplays
where they get
are left behind, they're not
100%
removed.
of the
That
revenue,
means the content's
they
there.
now have an
so it
option
couldn't
to
be
go
worse,
to a
right?
platform where they only get
Like,
50%
we're
or less
making
of the
optimizations.
profits.
That's what I'm.
So
Those are dangerous
yeah, you'll
statements
give
to make.
players
Oh,
more
yeah.
freedom on what console they
one
want
thing
to
I
use,
wanted to hear from you guys,
but
and
it
I
hurts
don't-
them
I don't
as a
know if it's
business.
Riker
Is
or-
why they are
or
not doing it.
Milky or Tenki. You know what's interesting for me is this
He
whole
looks like
build sharing
Weevil?
thing. Like when you guys
Is
are
it the
streaming,
glasses? It's the
your
glasses, isn't it?
influencers on Twitch and on YouTube and Twitter. With the build sharing function, we've obviously made that a lot easier. What's your
And the
experience
hair, yeah,
been with your
yeah.
communities and your
He also
fan
has the shape
groups?
that Weevil's like,
It's a game changer.
you
that
know,
one.
egg, dime, you know what I
Really
mean?
nice,
Same
thank
shape.
you.
Not only that, but if you make if you use other tools, every single time you make a minor adjustment, obviously you have to edit it and it's not updated for people. But now, if you can just every time someone asks you, you just copy paste the link and go, you go, and it's the current version of your character. You know, it makes it much easier to share. But at least from a streaming perspective, I can't say from another perspective, but from a streaming perspective, that's
Well, I believe
life changing.
from player perspective, it will be super useful as well because
Yeah.
once, like at least from our thoughts, like once you jump into the game, you're trying to find the best guilds, and now you can just search for the codes of it, and then you can copy. And actually, we're trying our best to make it like also available on websites using third-party accessories, so that it will not be limited to the in-game, and it will be. Since if it's on website, it will be there's a lot more space to actually customize the entire thing.
That brings up a topic that I was thinking as I watched the reveal.
Mhm.
Are you going to be able to go to the hero rankings and yoink someone's build?
Definitely. That's I believe that's our next step is you can actually copy paste the builds from the hero rankings.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and
But you can
also
just
for
take
those-
someone else's code, right?
not for now.
Or-
Wait, can I? I think we should wait for 28th and jump into the game, see what happens. I think for now we're also thinking about for those who hide their hunter's profile, they're not listed in the hero rankings because for now there are a lot of people like they're super high level, they're on a leaderboard, but if someone wants to like see how their builds are like, they couldn't see it because they put it into private. So we're actually thinking about doing that. But
Sneaky
it's not now.
players want to hide their information.
So many different like ARPGs. Like in today's age, we have all these external tools and websites, be it Maxroll, be it other resources. And I think that Torchlight Infinite does the best job of recognizing that players play the game using these tools and finding ways to build them directly into the game or make them accessible within the game, like with the example of being able to just copy that code for the build. And I think it's great that you recognize, like I guess because you guys are players, you're players too, and you know how you play, you know how we play, and you know what we want to be able to do.
Yeah, because we're really, really emphasized on how the players want, because we definitely want more people to play our game. And that's why when it comes to thoughts, okay, comes a new player. When he enters the game, what does he want? And then we've tried to make all those changes based on all those.
You know what? That's something I want to say I'm like most proud of in this season, is that now we can truly say we're like both newbie friendly and hardcore player friendly. Like if you're a hardcore player, we've got the hardcore mode. And if you're a newbie, hey, just jump in, with the guides are there, the builds are there ready to copy the code. Like is very welcoming, I think, right? That's something to be proud of for us.
There's definitely more space that we can work on, but
I'm kind of like whatever
on the right track.
Yeah.
I mean, as a content creator, as someone who provides
like a big
these
step
guides,
up. This sounds like it's going to be an even bigger
that's
step
helpful.
up.
It's a helpful tool.
Yeah, we hope each
But-
season's gonna be big setup.
I've never been on. I have. Well, I've not never.
I
been,
feel
but
like
it's been a long
it's
time
late
since
for some
I've been
of
on
you
the other
guys.
end.
Do you got any more questions?
I want to
before
copy and
we wrap
paste
up today
someone
and
else's
let you
stuff.
go get some sleep.
And yeah, it's hard to wrap my mind in
just
that
looking over my
mindset
chat.
of is it how useful and good is this?
Oh, there's one thing that
Is
I
it
want
useful
to
and helpful as a
mention
content creator?
is,
Of course, makes
this
my life
season we
easier.
only released Rosa, which is our
as a player,
only hero. And in the future seasons, I think we're gonna only release
the
either
maps
one
changing
heroes
around is
or
gonna be good.
one trades.
That's gonna be
because we want
refreshing.
more
Everything's
focus
gonna be
on
in new spots.
balancing the old heroes,
So
because
we're
we
not
believe
just doing the
and
same
we
thing we were
did
doing.
know that there's a
I
lot
mean,
of people
we're
actually
going to be
playing
doing the same
old
thing.
heroes all
That's
the
the
time
nature of the
and
game.
keep on creating
is
new heroes might not
repetitiveness,
be the right choice.
The fact
because,
that
we
we
do
now
all
have to like a
those
different mapping path.
schedules, and we want
Like
to
the
like
maps
balance.
aren't going to
and
be
we
the
now
same path
decided
we've
to,
been
like,
taking since
release
last year,
one
and that's
at
going to
the
be
same
refreshing.
time in the future, including this season.
I think that's a really good idea. I think the catalog of characters was getting really big, and it seems almost impossible to keep up with them all at that point, with how much you do already. So yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So Riker, Tenki, Milky, thank you to you guys. Big thanks to everything you're doing on the Maxwell side. And Riker, I don't know, the next time there's a speedrun competition, maybe it'll be down to you and DS Lily. Let's see. I hope I haven't created some Twitter beef there by bringing
I'll get her
that
next
up.
time
I
for
think
sure.
You guys are pretty friendly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we hate each
I
other. We hate
remember
each other.
Riley was
Moral enemies.
I remember there was one speedrun competition where you actually came first, and then you were like you were then streaming you watching the guy coming second. I can't remember which speedrun that was.
I think that's the Cube Dash.
The Cube Dash, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a while ago, but no, that's awesome.
We're trying our best to actually come up with a server used for competition. So you have limited character creation, and also you can just it also automatically records your best record, and then something like that. There's a ranking for it. Yeah, we're working on that. It's like also one of the mid-season events, I would say. It's pretty cool.
Sounds it.
Yeah.
A little tease competition
Is there going to be
mid-season.
another mid-season this season? Sorry.
Yeah. Are we allowed to February? I hope I haven't let the cat out of the bag there, but yeah, February.
Oops. Wait, can you say that?
No.
Look.
Well, you
Message
did.
from my boss now. I didn't say it.
Well, look
I
at the
don't
good news. The best conversations always start with, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but.
Yeah, that's really good.
All right, so let's get that date out there one last time. December 28th, 6 p.m. PST, season 3.
So 9 p.m.
SS3, sorry,
my
Twilight
time?
Nightmare. Thank you from me.
9 p.m. on the 28th,
Ian.
guys. We get to
Thanks,
tackle
everyone. I'm
this
glad
new
everyone's
season
here,
and
we
discover
are willing
everything
to bring
together.
more new contents each season. And
I'm not like, I
yeah,
don't
thanks
get
for all the
my,
support.
we talked about it earlier. I told you before, the Maxwell guys get information
And from
ahead
the
of
boys,
time.
Riker?
Yeah,
I
thanks a lot
am
for
not
having me.
in
And
that
yeah,
wheelhouse
excited
of
for the next
players
season.
anymore.
Coming up.
I don't get that. I am
Thanks
in
a
the
lot.
same boat
Thanks
as
for having
all
us.
of you.
Appreciate it as always.
And we're all going to figure this out
Can't wait.
together.
Always good to hear more about how the
So-
game's made rather than just what's changing.
Just to give you guys a
Mhm.
heads up,
We're always
as always,
glad to
I
share
still
those as
know
well,
a
because
vast
we
majority of
actually
things. I am
cares
still
about
a
those
great
before.
source
They
of
only cares about
information,
what was changed.
but I don't know everything. I am going to be learning
All
everything
right, see you in the new season. Thanks,
the
everyone.
same pace
See you later,
and
guys.
time frame that
Bye.
everyone else is learning it. Unlike before, where, you know, max roll advantage. We'll say that there's the max roll advantage. But yeah. So that's that. We're done with that. Is there more on the patch notes that's worth looking at? Like, how much more is there? Skills, skill adjustments. Burst of Anger no longer provides effects gaining movement speed. Now grants a buff within the duration. Bombard Whirlwind channeled stacks upper limit is now 5. Okay, okay. This is actually worth looking at. Whirlwind channeled stacks is now 5 instead of 8. That is big. That is big. The additional reduction in movement speed while channeling is decreased. So you move faster. Whirlwind damage has been adjusted accordingly. Does that mean more or less? Whirlwind got love. These are all good changes to Whirlwind. Might be worth checking it out again. Anything else? Ice Imbue, Flame Imbue. What are you doing here? It's just more damage. A lot more damage. Okay. Big buffs. Can now enhance attack mobility skills. Path of Flames. It's a buff. Fixate. Got buffed. Looks like everything's just getting buffs. The Brave. Oh, these ones are big hits. Ah, these are big changes. Mana, Extreme Coldness, Frozen Lotus, Quick Ritual, +1 minimum channeled stacks, additional channeled skill speed, additional 15 channeled attack speed 2, +1 minimum, 20. So they buffed it. There's a buff there. Peculiar Vibe. 50% chance? Okay, buff. Buff for penetrating. I think this is a nerf. I think this is a nerf. Very small nerf, but a nerf. What's the difference? Every 2.5, enemies within 10 meters, additional 6%, stacking up to 5 times. There's no difference. Every 0.25 seconds, enemies within 10 meters take an additional 6% damage from you. From you is the difference. Before, this affected your minions. That's a nerf. That's a what's her name? Taya, not Taya. Iris nerf. Off the beaten track. +4 buffed. They buffed off the beaten track. Huge. So minions got nerfed. Fluorescent memories. Soul candles. Ah. They nerfed the movement candles. Now it only happens twice as long. That's a big nerf. Rage, charge, and fearless warcry effects have been changed. And night this was nerfed. Musket affix. Here we go. What's the change? It doesn't tell you what the change is. Oh, it's a rare affix now. Now it's a rare affix. Instead of before, it wasn't rare. Went down to, yeah, there you go. Peculiar vibe, additional elemental ailment based. That's what I told you it was gonna get hit. That's not bad. It's not that bad. But there's a lot of other things that hit that build. So the build is going to be significantly weaker. Still strong. Still going to be very strong build. But the changes to the memories and to this are big. Is a big nerf. Oh, you can't get aura effect on weapons anymore? I don't know. They're fucked if the limit is still 13. If you can still only get to 13 maximum stacks of fusion, the memories they're nerfed beyond belief. If you can get to 14 stacks, they're the same thing. If you can get to 14 stacks now, they're the same. Unchanged, really. But if you can still only get to a maximum of 13, those memories got hit huge. Massive. That's like 50% damage per memory. So if you're using 3 of them, we'll say that's 150% damage nerf there, plus 40% from the gun, plus this, plus that. You end up to like a massive hit to your damage output. Legendary gear adjustments. Oh no, I don't want to read all of these. There's so many. Firelord Sin, once again, has been changed. That's buff. Did you see something that affects Seething Ran conversion build? I don't know exactly what you're referring to. Is there like a key part of that build that would be easy to look up? More area damage and more area. Huge. Buffed all of those. That's huge. Holy crap, they changed everything. That's a buff. That's a buff. That's a nerf. So the important parts of the glove got nerfed, and then the stuff you don't really care about got a little buffed. But the main meat got hit 2%. No strength now, but you gain more. Same armor, more life, more regain, but you lose the stats and you lose the strength. That's a nerf. Ghost Slaughter. That's a buff. Massive buff. Going down to 3 points instead of 4. That's huge. Huge buff there. Frozen Flame. Life's the same. You don't get the damage now, so nerf right away. Empower skill instead of attack damage is kind of a nerf. Kind of a nerf, I would say here, I think. The box. What are you doing to the box? Additional cooldown. Random, defensive, empower, or restoration. Defensive empower. Now you can get Warcry or Curse now is added. When damaged, trigger the skill in the 4th cooldown to 75. When damaged. Third, 4th, and 5th. Now it's only 4th and 5th. So it took away a whole skill. So now, yeah, now there's no 3rd. This is big hit. That's a massive nerf. Massive nerf. Massive nerf there. Two-Face Belt. Are you back to playable status? Yeah, back to playable status. Surging Inspiration got reworked again. They didn't touch Eternity. I didn't see Eternity. Oh, they removed these legendaries. They removed them. So if you already have them, you have legacy items now. These were all garbage. These are all garbage, so there's a good chance nobody kept them. But yeah, there you go. So there's a lot. There's a lot to digest. We skipped over a lot of it. Because, like, knowing every single item change is a headache. I looked at the important ones that stood out to me. Yeah, I didn't see Eternity anywhere. Thawbone. Thunder, are you playable now again? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. That's a big deal. Although, Now it's 6,000 to 800. This is a big damage nerf. That's a big damage. Huge nerf. They give you a bunch of evasion, which is nice. But this is disgusting how much more you need to get it. Yeah, that was a massive hit. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's about it for now, guys. That's the reveal stream. I'm excited. We got, what is it, like 5 days? 5 days until it comes out. December 28th. Yes, the 23rd. So 5 days. 29th, I guess, in some regions, depending on where you all are situated and located in the world. It might be the 29th in the morning. But yeah, that's exciting. So I'm going to look forward to that. In the meantime, what I'm doing is I'm playing TFT. I'm going to take a break right now. I'm going to have some lunch and, relax a bit. I'll probably, if I turn the stream back on, it will be Teamfight Tactics, which is what I've been doing in my downtime from Torchlight. Super, super into that game. Super addicted. Having lots of fun with it. But that being said, I am super excited for this new season. There is a lot to digest. I still don't fully understand the season mechanic and everything about it on how the crafting system works. Do we have to plant seeds? Do these seeds have a time limit? Come back in an hour to see if they're grown. How is this crafting going to happen? So there's a lot of it that is still unknown to me. And I'm going to have to kind of just figure it out as I go kind of situation. So I'm excited about that. But what we did see and what we were able to pick up from the reveal is excitement. It looks very interesting. I was worried, how are you going to top last season's mechanic? This season's mechanic looks just as engaging and fun. It's Delirium, essentially, is the core of it. And Delirium was one of my favorite things in PoE before I quit PoE. So I'm excited to see their upgraded version of Delirium. So that's exciting. That should be fun. So yeah, we're going to have fun there. But like I said, I'll link these patch notes for you guys in the chat one more time, just in case you want to check them out yourself and digest some information I skipped over or grazed over. It's all there for you. On top of that, I'm going to find this code again. There it is. If you haven't yet, be sure to log into your account and redeem this code that I just linked in chat. And that'll get you 300 Jagged Primo Crysts. That's like 2 pet pulls almost. It's like almost 2 free pets. So definitely recommend doing that. Log in, type in that code if you haven't yet. Worth it. Totally worth it. But yeah, that's about all I got to say about this. Hopefully you guys are excited as I am for the season. Hopefully we'll see you all here in 5 days. I am definitely going to be on a solo self-found client. I'm going to do the solo self-found because why not? As for the hardcore, I am debating. I have 2 options here. I either just start. Yeah, I'm definitely doing solo self-found. I'm gonna give myself that nightmare experience of finding everything myself. But I have 2 choices now: hardcore or not hardcore. I'm going to end up. Hardcore trade will be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. I think it'll probably be the most fun. But I mean, you might as well do solo self-found hardcore. But anyway, point is, with the hardcore, I'm gonna end up on hardcore. No doubt about it. I will end the season with a hardcore character. The question I'm debating between myself, my brain is arguing, is do I start hardcore and go for the first ever North American 100 on hardcore? Does that entice me enough to want to start hardcore? Because the only way you're going to get the first one is if you start on hardcore. You can't go there as your second character. And my instincts, my initial thought process was make your first character on normal league and then make your second character on hardcore. But the competitive side in me wants to see if I can get the first 100. The problem is I don't have Anthem. So that's one of the main reasons why I've retired from the competitive scene. We'll say, where I'm no longer hardcore Mike. I'm casual Mike is how I like to phrase it. But one of the main reasons is Anthem. I got tired of having to fight twice as hard as everyone else to get the same goal, to be honest with you. And that's one of the reasons I retired from it. And it's the reason that's holding me back right now from, I don't want to enter into this competition of, I want to get, the first hardcore 100, but I'm in a race I can't win because I don't have Anthem. And it doesn't matter how much I play and how much better I am. They're going to get there 50% faster than me. It's just the way it works. And that is very it's very to me. It kind of demotivates me from doing it. If I knew everyone was on the same playing field, I'd be on board 100%. I'd have no reason not to. But knowing this is I don't know. I'm still probably going to do it. I don't know. We'll probably still do it. But then the thing is, like, on hardcore, you got to decide, like, do I need... I can't really do the new character on hardcore. Do the first 100 free to play? I did that. Season 1 and Season 2. I was first 100. And I did it free to play. And it was a big deal. Everyone, it was a big deal. Everyone's like, wow, you did it first. You also didn't spend money. And it was everyone... It was... I'll be honest, it blew my stream noticeability up a lot. I went from having 1 to 2 viewers to having 50 to 100. And it was a big deal for me. And doing that again on hardcore would be, honestly, it'd just be fun, is the reason I'm first thinking about it. Is, to me, it's something that will make me really engaged. And I'll be honest, I've been kind of feeling less engaged over the last few seasons. So giving me something to be truly engaged in again is exciting. So yeah, I'll probably do it. I'll probably go for it. Making pets droppable. Yeah, that would be my fix, I think, is what you should do with the pets. But then they're just items, essentially. And then you can't sell items. Selling items is a big no-no. You can't say it's not pay to win if you can buy items. But if they're not items and they're pets, it's kind of a workaround. So I don't see them making pets droppable as much as they should be, or restricted to some degree. What I suggested is purchasable leagues, where like someone like me could buy a league and I could invite whoever I wanted to this league to play in it. But I set the rules where it's like, you can't buy anything, or it's solo self-found, or it's hardcore, or whatever the rules are, you set them for the league. And one of the options is a no microtransaction option. So the league is purist. It's just pure gameplay. No microtransactions at all. But you would have to buy this league. So the game is still making money from people buying these leagues that you can't spend money in. Everybody wins, in my opinion. They still get their money. We get to play the game we want to play. And it is what it is. But we'll see if it ever gets to that point. I keep getting, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. It's something we might look into in the future, is the replies I keep getting. But yeah, that's that. We're doing a loop around again. I'm going to say goodbye once again. Hopefully you all had fun with the reveal. Hopefully you had fun hanging out talking about Torchlight. If you're as excited about I am, we'll see you all again in 5 days once the season goes live, and we'll all have fun. A no pets challenge or like basic pet challenge. Yeah, but then you're just... The thing with these challenges is it's so easy to change your pets very discreetly. So to monitor that challenge is literally putting everybody on the honor system. Because even if they're streaming the game, it's very easy to switch your pets and not make it obvious you're switching your pets and get away with it. And yeah, that would have to, without having a no pet like blockage on the server as one of like the preset rules on the server that you purchased, to do that kind of setup would just be on the honor system. And people, there are a lot of not honorable people, we'll say. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, I could definitely see that, like, as a content creation thing. Yeah, that makes, and you just do it as a personal thing. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I can see that. But we got a lot. We got the hardcore to work on this season. I already got that goal. Hardcore 100 as my first character. That is not easy to do on a new season with a new character. Like, that's the other thing. Like, if I'm playing the new character, I have to figure out her limits before I throw her in hardcore. Or else I'm just going to die a lot. But that's half the fun of watching hardcore, isn't it? Watching the streamer die. And then watching them, you know, get mad and sad and go through the process of losing a character and restarting. But that is half the appeal of the hardcore. So taking that appeal away from the viewers is not, I don't know. That'd be mean. Like, if I only do hardcore with characters I know won't die, it's less exciting for viewers, because it's just like, well, you're not gonna die. You're playing an unkillable character. That's not fun. But if you're playing like characters that could die at any second, it makes it more exciting. But yeah, we'll see. I got 5 days to think it over. We'll see where I land. We'll see if I end up hardcore or not hardcore first character. We'll see. Tough choice. But it's gonna be fun. All right, guys. I'm heading out. I'm taking my break. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me for the reveal. I know you had many, many options and choices. Everybody came back for the reveal, and you chose me. So that says a lot. I appreciate every one of you that came out and picked me to watch. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Anywho, I'm off. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. If I don't see you over these next few days, if I don't pop on. If I do pop on, it'll be with Teamfight Tactics. So hopefully you guys like some Teamfight Tactics. If not, don't worry. Mike hasn't quit Torchlight. Don't hit the unfollow button. A lot of people I see when I stream different games unfollow. And I'm just like, I'm just playing a different game right now. I'm still gonna go back to the Torchlight. Don't worry. But yeah, we will be back. If you like some Teamfight Tactics, you can maybe catch one of my Teamfight Tactics streams while I do those. Have a little more personal time, but otherwise, just that, man. Hey, listen, happy holidays. Thank you. Happy holidays to you as well. All right, guys. I've said goodbye enough. I'm actually leaving. All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace. Bye-bye.